I think I'm live. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Mustache Vegan wants to have conversations with people. So we're going to have conversations with people today. The weather is really shit. It's cold, it's wet, and it's, well, cold and wet is enough said. Like, I could probably bike in between the rains because it rains at times. Um, but I just wouldn't have anybody to speak to. We'll see how it is tomorrow because tomorrow the weather looks a little bit better. So yeah, let's say hello to everyone over here, over there. Hey, I'm walking here, over there. I don't know what that was, but something. That was something. That was definitely something. Um, okay. Hello, Martin. Nice to see you. Always first. Love it. Marissa, second. Draculum. Don't worry, Chip. You'll have a mustache someday in a few years if you don't give up. Dracula, what are you talking about, man? Look at this stuffy mustache. It's the best mustache in the world. People call me from other countries and they go like, what the hell is with them? Like, how did you grow such a best, amazing, yeah, stash? People obviously call me that. Yeah, people I don't even know. I don't know how they get my phone number. They just call me like, oh, dude, you have an amazing mustache. I don't know how they found out about my mustache or anything, but yeah. That's 100% true. Martin is Martin fused with tone. I love it. Hello, Mr. Draculum. Wheeze. Hello. Genesis Diaz. Hello. Skirmish. Mustache looks good. Thank you, Skirmish. It's working on it. I'm working on it. Martin is Martin fused with tone. Oh, wait. What the hell? My YouTube was open and I could hear myself just now. Whoa, that was scary. I was like, what? There's somebody in my house now. The sun's not even up yet, so it's cold. Yeah, yeah. There's absolutely no sun. It's typical weather. Yeah. Let's go to Discord. Let's go to Discord. Okay, I'm gonna join Discord. Hello. Check. Okay. Let me check my DMs. Oh, okay, Dester. Yeah, I can send it to you. Yeah. But do you want the banner to say something in particular? Because I can change the text. Okay. No, I have a banner that shows a cow and with a text that says "ban it." Is that good? Yeah, nice. Okay, let me give that a send to you. Okay, ban it. This there. Okay, ban all of them. All of them. Oh wait, people can't hear me. Can't hear my Discord. Give me 1 second. I'll be back. Do 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 do. Okay. Can you guys hear? Wait. No, that's the mic. No, okay. Give me 1 second. Properties. Damn this. At some point, this got broken. I probably need to fix it. Okay, macOS audio capture. 4. Okay, sure, why not? Desktop audio capture. Sure, why not? Can somebody say something on Discord to be sure that that.
I can if you really want.
Okay, works. Perfect.
Hurrah.
Wow. Hurrah. You gave up eating cows last year. They're just big dogs. 100%. Well said. Wait a minute. There are farms that do treat animals well here in Switzerland. Any food we buy shows which farm it comes from, and you can look up their farm to show how they treat the animals. Oh, I'm sorry. Do they not kill them? Do they not exploit them? Do they not treat them like objects? Because I'm pretty sure that any single farm treats an animal like an object. But you're welcome to debate me. Let me put in the link. Should I send people from my stream here, or should I send them to the VPN to your server, to the soy feed?
I don't know, whichever.
I think it's faster to your server. It's faster to your server for people to.
It is. You haven't got the spam protection there.
Yeah. So do I send them to Outreach and Debate 1? Is that the link that I share?
Sure. You have somebody lined up for a debate?
I'm just making sure that
just in general.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So are you directing only to your Discord as well, VPN?
I mean, I could both. If you want to put both links, I don't mind. Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, both are good. It's just like the English hub, you have to wait. Yes. And it's like such a big server as well. It's like they'll get more personal treatment on my server, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So wait, I have a lot of comments I'm going to reply to just now. Yeah, so I see we have some people saying no farmers, no food. We're not saying ban farming of plants, ban farming of animals, and that's fine. You can do that. Let's see what else. Is vegan good? I mean, is respecting animal rights good? Yeah, I would say it is. It is. If you're fully vegan, you end up having health issues. Can you provide any empirical evidence for that claim, please? Otherwise, keep it in your pants. We are omnivores. We ate plants plus flesh to stop both of them from overpopulated. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but you're welcome to click the link and debate. Yeah, hello, David. Smash that like. You see David saying it. If David is saying it, you gotta do it. There's no way around it. Somebody said that they just pooped. Congratulations. I hope it was good. What's your views on halal? Well, treating an animal like an object and then saying, well, I'm going to kill them a better way than killing them the other way. Still wrong, obviously. You don't need to exploit and kill them. Don't do it. I mean, there's a spectrum of exploitation. There's always a spectrum. Huh? Some are trying to farm as much as possible by squeezing as many animals as possible, while others make it better. Excuse me? There's no form of exploitation that is like when it's needless exploitation, which it is. Animal exploitation is needless because you can choose to adopt a plant-based diet when it comes to food. You can choose to wear other stuff instead of clothes. So any form of exploitation, especially one that is not necessary, is bad. It's simple as that. Look at that mustache. Yeah. If you love animals in the wild, they would still die from predators. Okay. I don't know what that has to do with exploiting and slaughtering innocent animals for optional products, but sure. How do you make exploiting better? Well, you give them Netflix. If you give animals Netflix, the exploitation is justified, right? Nice to see you streaming, though we wouldn't see you for a while after your community post. Hope you're feeling re-energized. Oh, thought. Sorry, I meant though. Thought. No, I'm re-energized. Yeah. Text. I. You know how? What was it? Dwight Schrute saying like, I replenish my energy twice faster than others. I guess sort of that. I'm not sure. No, I'm good. I'm actually ready for some conversations today. 90 billion a year. Holy crap, man. That's so many animals. And I'm pretty sure, Draculum, that this year might be even more. Would hunting the food myself still be exploitation? Do you need to exploit and slaughter these animals? Because if you don't, then yeah, of course it would be still exploitation. I did end up taking a big poop there, but it was good. Okay, congratulations. If you were vegan, you wouldn't have any issues. You wouldn't need to sit on the toilet so long. It's easy. If you're vegan, you get a lot of fiber, poop, like this. If you only eat sugar-based foods instead of fat, it feminizes your body. Oh my god, some of you guys, I swear to god, just come up with the most ridiculous things. Your cells toggle between fat and sugar for male and female hormones. God damn it, that's bullshit. Wow, that's bullshit I haven't heard in a while. That's why vegans love wearing their angel costumes around. Ayote6084. You seem like a nice person to come and debate. I'm sure you'll have a lot of nonsense to say. Click that link if you want to debate me, okay? Yeah, there's English Hub or 1v1 with VPM or me as Tone or Soy Daddy. Soy Daddy has just said now. Yeah, I think it's just probably logical to eat plant-based products now that we have a choice. Exactly, that's the whole point. Now that we have a choice, we should be consuming plant-based products. Okay, now I'm gonna come back to Discord. Let's see if there's some conversations being had over there.
Which, I don't know why that stops you, frankly.
Oh. Yeah, I got a lot of people in my chat saying nonsense, sorry.
Why did you never?
Bring them either here or to my server. I think most people in the server are also in my server. We can just go debate them, all of them, one at a time.
I mean, they have a link if they want to debate, but most of them are too afraid to debate. So, you know, they just want to say, like, there's a person who said that if you eat more sugar, you become more feminine. If you eat more fat, you become more masculine.
Oh, come on, man.
It's so funny, like the nonsense that they say.
It's just a ridiculous amount of nonsense.
Yeah, that's why vegans wear their angel costume or some shit, they said afterwards.
So if you eat avocados, you become very manly, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right, because avocado's fat.
Yeah.
Is that because you have to kill trillions of bees to get every avocado? It makes you a man.
Actually, guys, did you know that avocados actually save bees from dying? Did you know that?
Can you explain?
So, sure. Let me share my screen. Blah, 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 blah.
But don't they displace wild bees?
Well, how can you even count that shit? I don't know about that. Let me go to my crop devs. There you go. Bees. So there was this survey of beekeepers, like honey beekeepers, who who pimp out their bees to work for almonds and avocados and like to pollinate all of those fields. And it just seems that in the survey they said that they actually have like less loss of life if they
hello guys. Hello.
What's up? Hello. How are you?
How are you guys?
Yeah, not too bad. Are you vegan?
Yes.
Yes, you're vegan? What does that mean?
Yes.
What does that mean to be vegan?
Somebody's asking me to show my internet history. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, show us your porn. Anyways, about bees. So it seems that bees that are given to or sold to pollinate almonds and avocados and other crops, they actually survive to a greater degree than bees who don't. So I don't know about the displacement of like wild bees. I don't know about that, right? But the honeybees, the exploited bees, they survive to a greater degree. They're still exploited. It's still fucking shit. We still should stop that, prevent that. But you know.
Yeah. Chip, maybe the reason they want to see your internet history is to expose that you have been secretly shopping online for meat, you know?
Yeah, he's been buying from Butcher Box because he's such a Joe Rogan fan.
Yeah.
The silliness.
I actually, so I ordered these things that I order maybe like once every 3 or 4 months.
Hi guys.
Hi, are you vegan?
They're gone. They're gone. They're gone.
They're gone. Okay. So I ordered these things that are every 3 or 4 months. Like sometimes protein bars. I have some protein powder I order every 8 months. I can't believe that a protein powder lasts 8 months for me. So needless to say, I ordered these things every once in a while, and it just so happened that absolutely all of the things that I normally order, they all ran out at the same time now. So if somebody checks my internet history and my buying history, they'll just see protein powder, protein bars, a lot of types of protein bars also, because I buy different types because I'm picky. But they last me a long time, so.
What's up, Santana? How you doing? Gone.
Why
Immediately.
are you running?
I don't know. What's up, IKEA? IKEA? IKEA?
It's Aika.
Aika. I'm so sorry. Kid. Are you vegan, Aika?
I'm not vegan, but I eat not vegetarian. Like I'm a vegetarian.
Okay. Why are you a vegetarian, can I ask?
Because I don't like non-veg.
Well, non-veg.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess. Oh, okay. So you just don't like the taste of meat?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the animals? Like, did you like ever consider the animals, or that like?
They are also living beings, and yeah, it's very crucial to kill animals and eat.
It's crucial to kill animals and eat them.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Someone is going to kill you and eat you. Do you like that?
No, that's why I'm asking. Why is it crucial to kill and eat animals?
They are also humans, like they are animals and living beings. We are humans. That doesn't mean that we will eat animals.
Maybe she means cruel and not crucial.
Yeah, cruel.
Oh, okay. So it's cruel to kill animals. What about like just exploit them before you kill them? Is that also cruel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think animals are like killed for dairy?
Sorry?
Yeah, like milk, cheese, ice cream. Do you think animals are killed for that?
No, but we exploit them, right? For these things?
I mean, we're doing both. We both exploit and kill them. So, do you know why dairy cows, for instance, produce milk?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, well, I'm not able to explain it to you. So maybe I'm not going to answer all these things.
Okay, well, why do you think like human women produce milk, for instance? For the babies, right? Oh, have they gone? The fuck?
Yeah, they left.
Yes.
I think.
That sucks.
Confuse them.
Hey, Fluxy, how are you doing?
Yo, what's up?
I'm Mr. B6, look at me. So, Fluxy, how do you feel about animals?
Yeah. They're cool.
They're cool, huh? Should we exploit animals because we like it, or because we get some benefit from it?
No. I think
No.
like veganism is morally superior, but I still like eat meat and I don't have any good reason for why I do.
But
It's
wait,
like wrong.
I get that you think it's morally superior, but do you think that what you're doing is wrong?
Yeah.
So why continue doing the wrong thing then?
I don't know, it's like expensive, but I would prefer being vegan.
Do you make choices for yourself?
Yep.
So if you prefer to be vegan, why don't you do the vegan choices?
That's for like what I'm trying to do.
Oh, can we help you out
Especially-
with that? Can we help you out with that?
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. What do you mean, help me out? Like give me ideas on what to eat or where to
Well,
get
yeah,
stuff?
first of all, I can just give you like how to go vegan guides and like Facebook groups and help all together, right? Just like easier not to do alone, you know. But second of all, I think
Yeah.
we should like kind of solidify this in your mind that you should be doing this, not just like that it would be morally superior, that it's morally baseline type situation, right?
That it's
Well,
an
I mean, I already
obligation.
agree with like everything. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, just DM it to me.
Yeah, I've tagged you in the chat with the guides. Choose the one that you like best and just follow that.
How many more animals should be exploited and slaughtered for you from now on, Fluxy?
0.
You say that. I hope that will also be the case.
Yeah, well done, well done. What's up, Saram?
And you?
Yeah, not too bad. What do you think about veganism?
I don't know veganism.
All right.
I don't think about that.
Okay, so veganism is the stance that we should not exploit and slaughter animals. What do you think about that?
My English is poor. I can properly understand what you say.
You know what exploitation is?
No.
So exploitation is using somebody for your benefit without considering their best interest. So, for instance, in human context, slavery would be the exploitation.
Before answering your question,
I didn't ask a question, but okay.
I mean, theoretically,
go
you
on,
did
sorry.
at first, yeah.
At first, yeah. But we don't. Yeah, go on.
उर्दू या हिंदी वाला है कोई
No,
मुझे
I don't
समझा दे
speak. I don't
नहीं
speak
नहीं भाई इंग्लिश में बात करनी पड़ेगी भाई यहाँ पे
यार करनी तो पड़ेगी लेकिन मुझे बस एक कॉन्सेप्ट समझा दे ये है क्या चीज वैगन क्या चीज है
अरे के जानवरों को नहीं मारेंगे सिर्फ पेड़ पौधे खाएंगे ये सीन है
Okay.
अच्छा ओके
वेजिटेरियन बट यू डोंट ईट मिल्क प्रोडक्ट
I eat milk वगैरह but because I am a Muslim it's halal.
So, does being a Muslim mean that you have to exploit and kill animals?
No.
Okay.
That's not my opinion. That's my opinion.
So, if you don't have to, why choose to?
Because Islam religious is very, very nice, peaceful, and impressive.
But you just said you don't have to, so it's nothing to do with your religion. Your choice to exploit and slaughter animals has nothing to do with your religion if your religion does not mandate that you do it.
What I say about that, yeah.
So why do you choose to exploit and slaughter animals?
I choose Islam religious, and our religion give permission to halal animals, right?
Do you think it's better to
Halal
live in a, do you think it's better to live in a world where we exploit animals or in a world where we don't?
No. It's not a vegan point of view to live in the world.
Do you think it's better to live in a world where we exploit animals or one where we don't?
That cheap guy. I study and then we discuss about it. Okay. I study it. This
What
topic.
will you study?
Then I study mean I in knowledge information. I take knowledge information about topic and then we talk about this on this topic.
So how many more animals should be exploited and slaughtered for you?
I don't know how much.
Okay, how many would you wish for? If you could wish for a number of animals to be exploited and slaughtered, how many specifically for you?
That I say कि मैंने कहा कि I think I should study about it on this topic. Then we talk about it.
What do you need to study in order to answer what you want? How many animals should be exploited and killed for you? Do you really need to study to find out how many animals should be exploited and slaughtered for you?
No, bro. That's not our point of view.
So,
before my life in right, I don't think about it.
Okay, I'm gonna go because VPM, if you want to join the outreach and debate, there's another conversation there.
Yeah, I'm going.
Hello.
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 So, yeah, how are you doing?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear us?
Okay. Yeah, I think I can hear you. When you say, do you guys want to start with the question or shall I?
So, I'm assuming you came here through a stream and you said you're probably not vegan. So, first of all, what do you think being vegan is? And then we can go from there.
As far as I know, I think vegan is going to be not consuming any animal products, any animal-derived products, such as like eggs, milk, or like meat in general.
Yeah,
And why do we do that?
Yeah, because that's a consequence of being vegan. It's not what being vegan is about. It's just a consequence of it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Why do you think we do that? Sorry, VPN.
No, all right. It's yours.
Why do I think you in particular do that? Or like when you say we, do you mean like vegan? That's as a whole?
Yeah.
I mean, for a variety of reasons, I imagine, but probably because the ideology like appeals to them, like their dietary desires or their like moral. It appeals to them like from a moral standpoint.
Well, we reject the idea that animals should be treated like objects or that they should be exploited. Do you think animals should be treated like an object or should they be exploited?
What do you mean? Like, can you say what you mean by exploit?
Sure. It means using them, obviously without their consent because they cannot consent, and using them for your own interest and disregarding their interest in the process.
So okay, so using them for my own interest and disregarding their interest. Okay,
Yeah.
that's exploitation. Okay. Right. So what was your question in regards to exploitation? Do I think it's okay?
Do you think it's okay to exploit animals for products we do not need, for optional products?
I wouldn't say we don't need.
Well, we can go down that route, but let's assuming. Sorry for interrupting you there, but hypothetically, if we find out that we didn't need to consume any animal products in the shape of food, clothing, or anything else, would you say that exploiting animals would be wrong then?
No, I wouldn't say that either. I think you'd have to first prove that that is wrong inherently, like morally.
Well, let me ask you. Let's find out what your values are, right? Because right and wrong depend on the person. Do you think it's okay to exploit humans for optional products?
And when you say exploit humans, you mean like the exact same way we treat animals?
I don't mean the exact same way. Well, maybe the same way. Sure, maybe the same way. Yeah.
Maybe the same way.
Yeah, sure. Let's say the same way, exactly the same way. Yeah. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not moral to treat humans the same way you treat animals.
Okay, so what's the morally relevant difference between humans and animals that makes it okay to do this to animals but not to humans?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of looking for a trait, right? So not a category. So a category would be, this is a human, this is an animal. That's not helpful, right? So we're looking for like a trait. What traits do humans possess that make it not okay to exploit and slaughter them the way we do to animals, but totally okay to do it to animals?
Because I don't think like cannibalism is going to be moral, and I also think that humans have something that animals don't, which is going to be like a soul. So they have inherently more value than animals.
Okay, so if you found a human without a soul, it would be okay to and let's say you're not gonna eat them, you're just gonna wear their skin. Would it be okay to farm them for their skin? If like there is like a human who doesn't have that soul?
What's a human that doesn't have a soul?
I don't know, like a human that had their soul removed, like they got possessed by the devil or something.
So you're asking me, is it okay to
farm them for skinning, for skin?
No, I don't think I don't think it's morally correct to skin a human that's possessed by like a demon.
Okay, so the soul is not the thing there that makes the difference. So it must be something else. What is it?
Yeah, because if the individual that's in front of you does not possess a human soul, then what is it?
Sorry, so like you're assuming that you know how like demon possession works and that
No. Hold on. I gave it as an example of why a human would be without a soul, right?
Oh,
just for
okay.
you to
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Okay.
To imagine,
well, okay.
right?
So I mean, I don't really know what you mean by like a human without a soul. So that's not really a thing that exists, right?
Well, for all intents and purposes, if tomorrow you find out that all this soul nonsense is just like bullshit. It just doesn't exist.
Right.
And
so
don't have
I mean,
a soul.
I don't really want to attack anything that you like, any premises that you put forward just by calling it BS or just calling it nonsense. Like I'd like to have like a civil discussion if that's okay with you.
Okay, can you prove that a soul exists?
I'm sorry, but like an example.
Yeah. It seems like with the soul, VPM, we're trying to engage with you in a good manner by saying souls might exist, but you don't want to engage with that by saying if a human being without a soul exists. Like you don't want to engage in that hypothetical. So then please explain to me how we know if a human has or does not have a soul. If an individual has or does not have a soul.
You want me to explain to you how we know that humans have souls?
No, how do we know whether a human has a soul and an animal doesn't?
I mean, I know that, but it's going to have to, the conversation is then going to have to delve into like me qualifying my religious foundations, and I think that's going to go off topic.
So it's going to be from your book.
You guys.
So wait,
Sorry?
one second, just to be clear.
Hypothetical.
Yeah,
Just
so-
answer hypothetical without like explaining anything, right? Just like imagine there is a human without a soul. Would it be okay to like farm them for skin?
No, I don't. No, so no, it's not because. No, it's not going to be okay to farm a human without skin. To farm a human
without a soul.
Farm a human skin just because the human doesn't have a soul.
Okay, so the soul is not the difference between a human and an animal that makes it okay to farm animals for skin, but not humans.
No, I mean, it's no. That is the. I mean, that is the. You asked me the question. What is the difference?
I just gave you a hypothetical where a human doesn't have a soul, and you still don't want to farm them for skin. So I'm asking, what's the difference?
No, I didn't say that the reason why we farm like creatures that aren't humans is because we have a soul and they don't. You asked me what's the difference between us and animals, and I said, well, we have a soul.
No.
No,
But just to be clear.
Specific thing.
Yeah,
I asked you
the
a very
question.
specific thing. I asked you, what's the morally relevant difference between a human and an animal? And I'm looking for traits that makes it okay to farm animals for skin, but not okay to farm humans for skin, right? So I'm looking the difference between the two. I can explain it much easier to you if you want. So if we go to ethical concepts, I'm sharing my screen if you look at it, right? So imagine this is like a human being, right? And there is like some kind of a machine. You put a human being through that machine and it removes traits from a human being. So what traits should we remove from a human being that would then make them okay to exploit and slaughter them, not for burgers, but for skin, because you don't want to eat human beings? I'm just asking about skin.
Sorry, I know you said that you're sharing your screen, so I'm just trying to look at it.
It's not working, your screen, PFM, not for me.
Okay, I'm gonna reshare, that's fine. Sometimes, apparently, Discord was hacked, so there you go. You can see it now, right?
Oh yeah, we can see it now, yeah.
Okay, right, yeah.
So you have a human being, right? And there is like a machine that removes traits from human beings. So I'm asking what trait or traits we need to remove from that human being that would make it okay to farm them for skin the way we farm all the other animals for skin.
I mean, for me to answer that question, I feel like I need to qualify every single thing that it means to be human, which is just going to take like a really long time.
Well, only the ones that make it okay to farm them. Only the ones that make it not okay to farm them. You can also think of this question this way. What can you remove from a human that would make it okay to farm them?
Their humanness.
Okay, can you please define what humanness is?
Well, this is what I said just 10 seconds ago. I'm going to have to define what humanness is, and that's just going to take forever. Yeah. It's just everything that makes a human being a human being, and that's going to come down to their like genetic makeup.
But we're asking. Hold on, we're asking the specific things that you would remove, right, in that humanness. Which is again is just a category, right? You giving me a category again, and not the trait list. Like for instance, if you remove the red, red hair
I'm sure you can appreciate that the trait list for human nature is going to be very long.
Yeah, well, a lot of them are not going to be relevant, right? So if you remove the fact that a human being is basically like hairless in comparison to other animals, if you remove that trait and just give human being a lot of hair, is that going to be a trait relevant to whether or not we can farm a human being for skin?
No, I don't think so.
Well, we can ask.
Just add the traits that are relevant, right? Morally relevant.
Right. So I mean, I just think that like humans, as a race, like animals in general, are going to look out for their own they're going to look out for their own. So humans are going to look out for humans. Dogs are
Well,
going to
that's
look out for
arguably
dogs.
not true, because you do look out for dogs also. You look out for cats. You wouldn't put the by the way, the argument is not to be made whether to look out for these animals. It's not to protect them. It's to the argument to be made is why exploit and slaughter them. Like we're asking not for you to protect them, but for you to not exploit and slaughter them. We're not asking like you can protect your humans while at the same time not cut throats of giraffes, of hippopotamus, of I don't know, whatever animal you see. You can still look out for your humans without cutting the throats of other animals. So the question that we're asking is, and I'm going to go straight point by point, okay? Is it if I remove?
But yeah.
Can we not talk over each other? Can you like?
I know, but you guys have been talking for a while. Like I just like to.
Okay. You say something.
Because I mean, you made a lot of points. I just wanted to respond to it. Like, you know, when you're speaking about cutting the throat of a giraffe in order to sustain humanity.
No, not to sustain. To be clear, for an optional product.
Okay, for an optional product. Okay, cool. Now that you've made that clarification, you can continue.
Yeah. So to continue. Okay, so let's imagine that there's a human, okay? Imagine there's a human in front of you. Now let's start with, if I remove intelligence from this human, and this human is just as intelligent as an animal, would it be okay to farm them?
No.
Okay, so right now we have a human with the intelligence of an animal. If this human has hair all over their body, is it okay to farm them?
No.
Okay, so still no. And now if this human does not walk on two legs, is it okay to farm them?
No.
Okay. And if this human cannot procreate with other humans, is it okay to farm them?
No.
Okay. So far, it seems to me like there is no difference. I'm writing them down, by the way. Because what is the difference between a human who has the intelligence of an animal, hair all over their body, does not walk on two legs, and cannot reproduce with other humans? What is the difference between that and any other animal that we farm?
One's a human, and the other ones are all not humans.
Remember how we said categories are not helpful? Like when you say a category, human is a category. It's like saying, well, why do you draw rectangles? And you go, well, because they're rectangles. That's not helpful. Right?
No, it is. No, I'll tell you why it's helpful, because we are also humans. So naturally,
I'm not.
That means something more. That's more meaningful to me.
I'm not human.
Anyone, you are a human.
No, I'm not.
Did you say you're not human?
Who the fuck are you to tell him if he's human or not? He's telling you he's not a human. Trust him.
I'm a Neanderthal.
Wait, is it? Right. So is this like a joke?
No. I'm a Neanderthal.
No, he's just gonna ask you if it's okay to like farm him for skin.
Yeah. Is it okay to farm me if I'm a Neanderthal?
I probably just feel uncomfortable to do it because you look a lot like a human.
So it's all about how they look
like. It's about like aesthetic preference. It's like aesthetically you look at a human being and saying, oh, this one is not okay to farm, but once they don't look like a human being, it is okay to farm them?
Once they look like a human being...
Once they don't look like a human being, right? Because you said, well, aesthetically cheap, despite being not a human being, right? Not a Homo sapien. You still kind of look like a human being, so it's not okay to farm you. So from that, I'm deriving that it's an aesthetic thing. You just look in a chip and saying, that is human-shaped, therefore should not farm for skin. So is that it?
So do you think that... like hunting animals is...
Sorry, can you answer my question first, and then we can move on to hunting animals?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying that I would personally feel uncomfortable farming the skin of a Neanderthal. But because this is a hypothetical, I mean, if I was to be logically consistent, if a Neanderthal is a different animal to a human and they don't have souls, then there wouldn't really be a moral issue with that.
You don't know if they have souls or not, by the way, because you can measure souls you can measure souls on humans as much as you can measure souls on other animals. You use that special measurement called "my book says so." Then it's it's the same measurement. My other book says that Neanderthals have a soul and humans don't. Then it's okay to farm
But
humans,
also,
correct?
yeah, but also when we gave you
So
the
I
trait,
have to like
hold on.
empirically be able to
Also,
measure the soul before I can like use the soul as an argument.
If you're going to be
wait,
cutting
first of all,
throats, yeah.
Chip, hold on.
Sorry.
Chip, hold on. Earlier, we
Well, I
removed
would
a
disagree
soul.
with that.
Earlier, hold on. We removed the soul from a human being, and you still said no. I don't want. Like it's not moral to farm them for skin.
Also that, yeah.
So I'm not sure why you're backing away now.
No, I'm not.
Is
But
it-
I'm not backing
If
away.
you remove a soul, if this trait adjusts to 5,000, right? You put a human being into it, and it removes a soul of a human being. Would it suddenly be okay to farm them for skin?
That such a thing doesn't exist. What you're talking about. This
Well,
is a
doesn't matter
hypothetical.
if it exists or not. I think soul doesn't exist, and yet I entertain you and your trait of soul. So, like, you know, have imagination about it, right? And tell me, a human being who goes through a dissolvement kind of machine, right? And the soul is removed, is just like a human being remains without a soul somehow. Is it okay to farm them for skin now?
Is it okay to farm something that doesn't have a human that doesn't? I mean, no, because they're still humans.
Okay, so a soul, again, please don't bring it up again, because that's not the trait that makes it okay. That's not the trait difference that makes it okay to farm animals. It's something else. Because if you remove a soul from a human being, you still think it's immoral to farm them for skin.
No,
So please don't bring it up again as like a trait, because you just removed that from the trait list.
And if you are, we're going to have to dive deeply into how we measure a soul, because otherwise, yeah, because we either hypothetically agree that there might be a soul, or you hypothetically agree that there might be a human without a soul. So
well, it doesn't matter to you, because like if you remove a soul from a human being, it's still not okay to farm them for skin. So I'm still looking for a trait difference between a human and an animal.
Or am I gonna get to say anything?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go on.
So
no, I'm just fixing Chip's mistake, right? So that's important.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you guys view like hunting for survival as immoral?
Yes.
Right. So the moral, what's the morally correct decision to do in a situation like that?
Well, I think it's more moral to just like if the only thing that you can do is kill another sentient being, right? Otherwise, you won't survive. The more moral thing would be to sacrifice yourself and die. That's my opinion, but I think it's just, you know, when you go to a supermarket, that just becomes like incredibly irrelevant. But I wanted to answer your question just to show you what it is like to have like big answers, questions answered.
And I also is this, what you just said, is that your personal opinion, or is that like the vegan? Is that like what vegans generally believe?
Well, that's my moral position. Other vegans might disagree with me, and in fact, when I do activism, I do put necessity because I think most people are too selfish to take my position.
Yeah, I might disagree.
Right. Okay.
I might disagree, for example. Yeah.
All right. There you go.
Not that. It depends on the situation, I would say. Like for me personally, but I don't know. Like in a situation of survival, I don't know if I would end up killing somebody to eat them or not. But in that same situation, let me just explain it this way. In that same situation, I might kill a human to survive or not. But I also think I'm not capable of doing it. Yeah, so it's in a survival situation. Sure, but in a survival just to be clear, in a survival situation, you can justify anything you want, right? Like the people who crashed in the Andes ate other humans in a survival situation. They were in a survival situation. I don't think they could justify eating humans on their day-to-day because they were in a situation where they had to. So either way, I don't know if I if that's relevant to the conversation now. But yeah, go on, ask another question.
No, I mean I feel like it's relevant, right? I feel like I just wanted to ask you guys some questions, like understand your morality, understand your ideology. I imagine like your main purpose here is to kind of propagate your ideology. So I'd at least like to get to understand it, what you guys believe in.
Sorry,
Okay,
not my
so
not our ideologies. It's about animals' rights. It's not like, as you can see, VPM and I agree on a lot of things and disagree on some things. This isn't an ideology. It's well, in theory, it is an ideology, but in practice, it's just strictly the idea that we should be extending the rights to that we give to humans to animals. And I don't mean all of them, but simply the basic ones where we don't exploit and slaughter them. It's negative rights at the end of the day. Just leave them alone. As simple as that. Because we can.
Okay.
We don't need to. There's no need.
Okay, that's a good explanation of your ideology. So when you said that you in a survival situation, if you had to choose between killing a human to survive and killing an animal to survive, which would you choose?
In a survival situation, I'm not sure. I think if I had to kill either, I might be on the same line as VPM, but in that situation, I might kill an animal. Yeah.
What,
I might kill an animal. I might kill an animal.
When you say you're on
depends
the
on the
same line
person,
as,
though. Depends on the person, isn't it? Because if I'm in an island with Hitler, I will definitely kill him instead of an animal. But this isn't the point.
Okay.
Like I understand you're trying to ask some questions, but this has nothing to do with it, because the situation, you're not choosing between killing a human or killing an animal. Your choice is between killing an animal or not. So that's the question that we're having here. So a relevant question was, would you, like a good question? Well, the thing about moral relevance is not like in situations of survival. If I ask you, would you rather kill me or your family member? I'm pretty sure you would kill me instead of your family member. Correct?
Yeah, correct. That's why I think it's important, because you guys are talking about when you give me scenarios like, would you farm a human for skin if the human, and then you gave me all these criteria.
Yeah.
For the human.
Yeah, but your choice.
Hold on.
Sorry, can I just finish my sentence?
Yeah,
what I'm trying to highlight with this question that I'm giving to you is that you also are not going to be able to be morally consistent in the situation.
No, because you didn't understand.
Hold on, Chip, hold on. First of all, in what way is it morally inconsistent? And second of all, it's not like we're asking you, would you farm a human or would you farm an animal? We're asking, why the fuck are you farming animals? Please give us a justification. But second of all, why is it morally inconsistent?
It's morally inconsistent because he said he'd rather kill the animal in a survival situation than a human.
Can I explain
Why
myself?
Is that morally inconsistent?
Yeah.
He might value an animal less than a human being when it comes to kill a human being or kill an animal, but he values an animal enough to not kill them when human beings are not in danger, in any kind of danger, right?
Well,
so you're basically playing. Yeah, you're basically playing.
Yeah.
Bro, you gotta let me finish like one fucking sentence. You've been interrupting all of us. So in a trolley issue, right, when you have like a trolley problem, 2 tracks, you are putting on one track a human being, on the other track an animal. We are just putting an animal and the other track is fucking empty. And we're asking you, why aren't you taking the other track? Why aren't you pushing the button to go on the empty track?
Yeah. Okay, so what is this gentleman's name that spoke to me? What's his name? The guy who said that he'd rather kill an animal than a human in a survival situation?
Chip.
Okay, so Chip, the reason why I asked Chip that is because if Chip says that he cares more about humans than he does about animals.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. I don't care as much about animals as I do about humans.
Okay.
That's simply why I feel like it's morally acceptable.
Okay.
To farm them.
Okay, but let me explain it this way. Wait, 1 second, VPM. Let me reply, because just 1 second, because it's addressed at me, and just want to be clear, because the second question that I asked you was, do you value your family more than you value me? And you said yes. So does that mean that you get to farm me simply because you value your family more than you value me? It does not. So you see, your logic is fallible, because what we're asking here, and what VPM clearly explained to you time and time again, it's not the choice between killing a human and killing an animal. If you're faced with that choice, nobody would be here judging you, as clear. We wouldn't be having a conversation. But your choice is between killing an animal or not, farming an animal or not. So why would you choose to farm on animals even if you don't have value for them? Because we're not talking about extrinsic value, we're talking about intrinsic value. Extrinsically, again, I value less than your family member, you value less than my family member. That does not give me the right to farm you, or it shouldn't be moral for me to farm you simply because you value less than somebody that I value more. I acknowledge that you intrinsically have value, and therefore I respect your intrinsic value. Animals have the same intrinsic value. They desire to live. They don't want to die. So that's why we should respect their rights.
Just because they want to live and they don't want to die?
The same reason that it's wrong that you should respect the rights of a human, yeah. Exactly the same reason.
And you know that they don't want to die because they do stuff to continue living, like eating?
How do you want, for instance, but do you want to die?
No, just if I don't want to die, that doesn't necessarily mean that.
But let me explain. I'll explain to you. Do you want to die?
No, I don't want to die.
Does that come from a cognitive process, or does that come instinctively to you?
Probably instinctively, because my body would probably
there you go,
like react on its own.
There you go.
I mean, that's just like you just equivocated.
In what way did he equivocate?
He said that because instinctively I don't want to die, that a dog instinctively must not want to die for like.
No, he said nothing of a thing. Okay,
hold
on. I'll give you the answer, right? So first of all, food, yes, that's a big motivation for animals. And like, for instance, it's not a big motivation for plants. You can leave a plant and a glass of water next to it. The plant is going to die if you don't water it, right? So there is no big motivation there. But animal, if you put a puppy in a box without food, he's gonna be screaming and like trying to get out of the box and just like whimpering and dying very slowly and very loudly. The same goes for animals in slaughterhouses. They stand there and cry. They stand in line to slaughter and they cry. And they don't want to die. You can see that. You can see they're trying to avoid the fucking bolt gun in the slaughterhouses.
Yeah, well, that's bad. I do think that's bad.
Well, there you go. Animals want to live. Why don't you let them live? And just to remind you, there is no human in danger here. Humans are going to be fine.
I mean, I think that humans' lives are better with animal products, though. I think because I mean,
like what? Why?
Because it is better. It's better for humans in general to eat animal products.
Oh, excuse me. What's the evidence for that? Because I have an entire page on how animal agriculture is actually to extreme detriment to humanity, an extreme detriment to humanity. So
I mean,
please name the traits and provide evidence
that's going to be besides the point, because when I said that consuming animal products is better for humans, I don't mean by that the industrial farming is better for the planet. I just mean that if a human eats meat and eggs and has dairy and stuff, this is better for his human physical makeup than if he didn't eat those things.
And in what way? And then provide evidence as well, please.
Well, just for like as sources of like protein and energy and fat and stuff like that.
Okay, so provide evidence that an animal protein is better than plant protein. Or an animal fat is better than plant fat.
I mean, I don't think humans would have the capacity to digest animal proteins if they didn't need those things.
That's not the question. What? Excuse me? That's not the question. The question is provide evidence that humans are better with eating animal protein and animal fat than they are when eating plant protein and plant fat. Please provide evidence for that.
I mean, people in general are just they're stronger when they eat animal products.
Provide evidence for it.
For that. What's the evidence for that?
I've literally there's so many times you can see like in real life people who eat
not anecdotes.
Products,
please, not anecdotes. We have anecdotes. I have so many. I have an anecdote on myself. I became monumentally stronger on a plant-based diet, monumentally stronger and better at every sport that I do. So please, let's not use anecdotes.
Okay, so if I'm not allowed to use anecdotes, am I allowed to like pull up research? Like,
Yeah,
even
scientific
if
evidence. Absolutely, scientific
That's
evidence.
what we
Let's
want.
go.
Pyramid of evidence
even
type
if
of shit.
okay.
By the way, for everybody, I have anecdotes, the counter anecdotes of vegan people winning Mr. Olympia and like holding weightlifting records on my screen, if anybody wants to see.
Wait, let me put it on my screen also.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Chip is here. Chip
Yeah.
is here in the bottom.
yo.
that's me.
That's Chip, look. And that
Can you guys
was
hear
like
me?
a year ago. I need a physique update here, please, Chip.
Ah, yeah. I haven't been focusing on my muscles too much. I've been focusing on
Strength, right?
strength mostly, yeah. But I'll this is my next thing, so probably end of December I'll provide a physique update where my biceps have definitely grown.
Oh, yeah. I would appreciate that. My site needs it. My site need new Chip. The before and after, both vegan. Oh, by the way, do you have a picture of before you went vegan?
I do.
Without your shirt?
I was so skinny. I don't have it without my shirt. I keep trying to find. I probably do actually, but I have to find it. I was pretty skinny compared to how I am now, for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's what we need. Anyway, still waiting for.
Well, let's move
animal
on
products.
until he finds the
Yo.
research. Let's move on.
Can I
Okay,
chime
hold on.
in?
Yeah, what's up, Big Nacho?
Wait, were there other people before you waiting?
Oh, I don't know. I just signed it. I don't know what the rule is. But is there a line?
No, it's all right. You're talking already. Let's go. If
Yeah, go
somebody
for it.
wants to speak up before that they feel they've been wronged somehow.
I'm
let
gonna
us
set
know.
I'm gonna set a 15-minute timer so that we have a limit for our discussion, because otherwise we just end up too long. Or at least a basis or something. Let's go.
No, we have only 3 people here. Come on.
So
Oh,
so
4
both
maybe.
of you guys are all about like vegans?
I don't know what that means. We are vegans and we are vegan activists, advocates for animal rights. Yes.
Or advocates? Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm not neither like for it or against it. Um, I feel that my stance on it, I feel like it's more of a moral, uh, type of like, I wouldn't say like a issue, but I feel like it's more like a moral type, of thing, and I think it just comes down to more how the family has, come about to be raised, whether they were raised to being eating like meat and all that. It's not necessarily they view it as a bad thing because they grew up, being used to eating meat, and that's all and they don't think that it's wrong, so there's no like wrong or right, thing to look at it.
Does it
Wait,
matter?
hold on. If somebody's hold on. If somebody is born into a family where they think that family thinks that rape is totally moral, then rape is moral? Is that what you mean?
No. I'm saying the
No.
person that grew up into it. That's the mentality that they adopted, and they don't necessarily would believe like it's like, right or wrong. So there's also like a case where a child was born and was groomed and was like, let's just say like that child was like, uh was like molested like growing up, and in that household growing up like that, that's what that child was used to and does not know, and they thought in their mentality they think that it was okay, then they don't know that it's wrong.
Well, that's just
um
factually incorrect. Children who were molested knew that it was wrong.
no, there's a lot of
Yeah.
cases
That's
that
why they have. That's
there's
why they have all the psychological, like horridness, immediately after they got molested, and for the rest of their life, right? Because they know that it's wrong.
not if it's from like childbirth like that growing up. They don't, and they never seen what a normal family is like. And but and I've seen a lot, and I've seen documentaries regarding that.
Okay, can we
That's
move on from that into like actual discussion of
Yeah.
veganism? Because
well,
and with
well,
for
yeah.
that,
So
yeah,
that
hold on, Big Nacho. And by that I mean let's not talk about the generalities. Let's talk about you.
No, well, so my stance on that, like, in comparison to that, when people are going in, and pretty much I see it more as a majority of people growing up, like, eating meat and all that.
That's
They
true about us as well. I'm just like,
mentally they don't think it's wrong,
Ignacio, I'm gonna fucking mute you. Give me a second. Again, I don't care to talk about this subject because I was born into that world and yet I'm vegan today, right? I want to talk
Yeah.
about you. On my screen, I'm sharing my screen. I have this question that I ask people. Imagine there are two possible worlds, right? World
Yeah.
A, we exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. World B, we don't exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. Which world is more moral?
Yeah, I mean, for me, is neither.
What?
It's
Do
like
you?
it's
Yeah,
it's
is there
more
a hold
like
on? Is there a
it's
moral
too
difference between those two worlds?
no, because it's too subjective.
It
It's
doesn't matter if it's subjective. Morality is subjective. So just give me your moral stance. Which world is more moral? World A, where we exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff, or world B, when we don't exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff? Is there a moral difference between them? And which world is more moral according to your morality, your subjective morality?
For me, is as neither is moral. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, with either
Well,
or.
so
If
there is
you're trying to ask,
zero.
if you're trying to ask me if it's necessary, if we don't need
No.
to, if we don't need to slaughter animals, if it's not
Read my
necessary,
question.
we
Can
can
you
survive.
actually read the thing that is on the screen? Can you just read it out for me, please?
Oh, hold on, my thing turned off. Oh, you're talking about like on the.
Sorry.
Are you talking about that picture?
Yeah, so
Yes.
on top
Can
of
you
the
read
picture,
out
there's
the
two
words,
texts.
words
Yeah.
there. Yeah, please read out the words because I think you misunderstood my question, right?
Yeah.
Oh, as you kill the plants you consume.
Sorry, not the chat. Can you read out the thing that is on my screen?
On your screen?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Wait, which one's you?
It's gonna be on top because I'm streaming,
Oh,
right?
top right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand how that works. I just click on your name?
Yeah, just click on it. Yeah, not on my name. I have like there is postmortem me with the picture.
Oh, the one
And
that
then there is
has a
the other
screen.
screen postmortem. Yeah, just click on that
Oh,
one.
I see it.
Awesome.
Possible worlds, exploit and slaughter. What's for unnecessary stuff? Oh, so you're saying like world A, we exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. World B, we don't exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff.
Which world is more moral, right?
It's I mean neither. It's like
That's weird. It's like
it's
as
like
if. Come on.
it's because it's like
Can I ask a
if you're saying
question?
like now in the present time is pretty it's like I don't think is if we need to survive, I don't think we don't need to kill animals to survive.
That wasn't the question,
But
right?
Can you answer the question the way it is, though? Right? In this question, it assumes that it's for unnecessary things. So can you answer the question the way it was asked, please? Right, it's a
If
hypothetical.
it's morally to kill, let me see. We exploit slaughter animals. I don't think it's bad to kill an animal.
Jesus Christ, can you answer the question the way it's presented? I gave you pictures and such, right?
Okay,
It
well,
should
we
be
exploit
easy to.
and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. And so you're asking me to choose A or B?
Yeah. Which one is more moral? Yeah.
Which is more moral?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if I were to say now, we exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff.
Just
I would
answer the
say
question that was asked.
I would say probably B.
Okay, so world B is more moral according to you, correct?
Where we don't exploit and slaughter
Uh,
animals, to be clear.
Yeah.
Only
So
yes, because because I feel like it's not really necessary at this times. Because like I would say more like world A if it was like back in like in the
necessity
old
is
times, like
part of the question. I'm not sure where you're struggling. It's written out and there are like colorful pictures.
well, it's 'cause
Necessity is part of the question.
well necessity is not well it's not well necessity well that's what I'm getting at. It was the necessity was there before, but the necessity right now
Okay,
is
awesome.
is
So
not
you
needed.
agree that right now in the world, we exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff, correct? Right now in the world.
Yeah, right now I don't feel like it's necessary, but
Awesome.
it's like
So it would be more moral to not exploit and slaughter animals anymore because it's unnecessary, correct?
yeah, but for me I don't see no morality in it. I just see it more as as a necessity that's not really a necessity.
Yes.
Because
So hold on.
if you put
Hold on. Do I
morality
know?
in it, it's
I'm
like you're
gonna
pretty
start
much
muting. I'm gonna fucking start muting you if you don't like. When I tell you hold on, you don't stop talking. I'm gonna start muting you. Is that okay?
well, you asked me a question, I didn't finish with my answer.
You sure sounded like you finished, but go on.
Like I was saying, like if um it's like it's hard to it's hard to put like morality into it because like before it was like okay,
We'd
it's
not
like
hold on. Why are we talking about before? Today in the world, it's not necessary to exploit and slaughter animals. You said
yeah
that's the more moral way, like the more moral world would be for us to not exploit and slaughter animals. Do you still stand by that answer?
yeah, but it's kind of contradicting because before in the old times
Why does
it
it
was
matter and
necessary.
how is it contradictory? Because today we don't need to, right? So before we needed to, and today we don't. Before measles vaccine, people were dying from measles. Today, there is a measles vaccine and people don't die from measles anymore. So let's address the world that we live in today and not the world of ye old time before all the technological advancements that we have today, correct? That would be the
Yeah.
smart thing to do. Awesome. So now, why aren't you working towards creating world B? Do you like just don't think that it's worth your time to be more moral?
No, yeah, I'm all up for it, but again, it's like you can't really say that that's it's a sin because
Nobody's
like
talking
we
about
would
the fucking sin. We're talking about morality. How about that?
well like sin is part of like morality, so it's like
No, only in the religious realm. We're talking in the logical realm. In the logical realm, sin is not a word they're going to use. We're going to use what is ethical, what is moral, interchangeably,
yeah, that's
despite it being two different things.
yeah, but what I'm trying to get at is like it uh, being ethical like wasn't an option before, so that's why it's kind
Okay,
of
and it
contradicting.
is now. So why aren't you working towards it? I'm again like
Well,
really
I already told
incredibly.
you because it goes. It's going back to like square one when people were like being raised. I was already raised to like eating meat, so
And now
that's
you're all grown up and you have like agency, right? Do you have agency?
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm already used to eating. Like I'm already addicted to eating
Okay.
the food, so I was like, it's just
So why aren't
Um,
you working towards being more moral despite being used to eating a certain type of food?
well, because I was already raised to eating meat, so
Okay,
that's
how about
like,
this? What if you found out that the meat that you eat, that you buy, like, I don't know, from Chipotle or whatever the fuck, that's like actually dog meat. Are you gonna continue eating Chipotle, or are you gonna stop eating Chipotle?
well, I'm probably gonna, I'm just gonna keep eating whichever tastes better.
Really? So if you found out that Chipotle actually like exploits and slaughters dogs for their meat, you're gonna continue just eating dogs?
Well, because that's how I was raised. I was already, I mean, I
Yeah.
already,
What if you found
I've
out
already
that
been
Chipotle?
eating.
Yeah. What if you found out that like despite how you were raised, right? So Chipotle is actually like just like exploiting and slaughtering humans for their meat. Would you continue just like buying Chipotle, selling you human meat, or would you change?
Um, wait, say that again.
Yeah. Well, what if you found out that the meat in Chipotle is actually human meat? Would you just, because you're so used to it, would you continue buying Chipotle, or would you like, I don't know, buy a bean burger instead?
Well, I mean, I'll be gross because it was a human, but I mean, if I
But you
didn't know I
continue
was
eating
eating
it.
it because it was tasted
So
good,
no, the
and then
question is though, the question is, you just found out that Chipotle actually sells you human meat. Would you continue buying meat from Chipotle? Yes or no?
well, no, because that's like
So what's the
their
morally
like.
relevant difference between a human and a dog that would make it totally okay to continue eating dog because you got used to it, but not okay to continue eating human?
Well, because I don't like cannibalism. But there's people out there that cannibalize too.
Okay,
So
what about like your let's put food outside of this thing, because I don't know, for some reason people
it's
have
just a
huge issue. For some, I'm talking. For some reason, people have like this huge issue with eating their specific species, but not other incredibly close to us species. So let's say we put it outside of that realm. What if you found out that the shoes that you usually buy, the leather shoes that you buy, are actually made from human skin? Would you continue buying those specific shoes because you just used to buying those shoes, or would you like buy cotton shoes instead?
I probably would go for those shoes if it lasts longer.
So you would buy human skin shoes?
Well, if it's human skins, I want to go for that again. Because it's not like preference, and I don't think human skin is gonna it's not gonna last longer because
Well,
that's
let's
not
say
gonna
it
be.
is, right? Let's say it is. It's like treated the way other skins are, right? Like, I don't think you have evidence that, for instance, dog skin is much thicker than human skin. And we wear dog skin all the time, right? Well, you guys do, I don't. So I'm asking, right, a moral question. So you got used to wearing leather shoes. So the next time that you buy leather shoes, if you found out that the leather shoes that you got used to buying are actually made out of humans who were farmed for skin, would you just buy the shoes anyways because that's what you are used to, or would you change the thing that you buy?
Okay, well, if it was humans, I'd probably do it if it was from a like if it was a human that like a criminal that was about to be
No, no,
like,
no, 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 no. That
you
was
know.
like an innocent. No, no, no. That was an innocent human beings. Innocent human beings who are farmed. More than that, they're just like bred into existence just to farm them for skin. So just like don't add context to it, right? Because what we're analogizing to is like farmed animals, and farmed animals are very innocent, incredibly innocent. So just like innocent human beings are farmed for skin, would you buy those shoes, or would you change the way you grew up and just buy cotton shoes instead? Or like polyester?
uh I mean, if it's just for my preference, I wouldn't really like. Uh,
No,
again,
I'm
if I
asking you
didn't
a
know
moral
nothing,
question. I'm
If I
asking you
if
a
I
question.
knew if I knew about that, I wouldn't, because they're just
So what's
because
the
it's a human.
morally
It's just it's
relevant difference? So what's the morally relevant difference between a human being and a cow that makes it totally okay to farm cows for skin, but not okay to farm humans for skin?
well, because it's just preference. I wasn't grown up to eat a
Can you
human, so
not
I'm like,
explain your preference? Well, I'm saying those shoes always made of human beings. You just find out about it now, right? You grew up wearing, in my hypothetical, you grew up wearing human skin shoes, right? I'm just asking you, if you tomorrow you found out that the skin shoes that you thought were cow skin were actually human, would you next time buy shoes that aren't made out of skin, or would you continue buying shoes that made out of skin because that's how you grew up? That was the question.
I mean, I'll probably continue. I mean, if it's making it more generalized, I'll probably.
Oh, yeah. So
It's just
continue farming
because
human beings for skin is totally okay because you grew up wearing skin shoes.
Are you okay with
Yeah.
slavery? Are you
it's,
okay with
it's
if you
not. It's
grew up
not.
doing slavery? Would you think it's okay to continue doing slavery because you grew up doing slavery?
Well, if I was like born around that time, to me it would have been like the norm. Now, no, because it's not.
Okay,
Why do
well,
people struggle with like
Because
considering morality outside of what is like comfortable for them? Do you think
now
morals can't
now
change? Hold
because
on. Do
now
you
it's
think morals?
now it's
Hold
subjective.
on. Do you think morals cannot change? Do you think a human being is not capable of changing their minds?
Uh, well, yeah, but it's like
Yeah. So why are you so
it's like again,
resistant?
it's like
Why are you
it,
so resistant to changing your mind? I know you grew up eating meat. I as well. I watched my first slaughter when I was 5 or 6 years old. I definitely grew up on a mini farm, so I definitely grew up exploiting and slaughtering animals. So I'm asking you, should I have just continued doing so? Or upon realizing, oh shit, it's actually like immoral to do this for unnecessary shit. So maybe I should like change my mind and change my habits, right? And do something else. And do something that isn't immoral, right? Are you not capable of that line of reasoning?
well, yeah, but it's like I'm more aligned to like the food chain because I was taught about the food chain. So
Let
uh,
me assure you, right? If you stop paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals, or exploiting and slaughtering animals yourself, I don't know your life, right? If you stop paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals tomorrow, you will still be in the food chain. You will be on top of the food chain, indeed. It's just gonna have like two chinks in it, right? Two links. Sorry, not chinks. Fuck. So you're still gonna be on top of the food chain. It's just gonna be a shorter chain. So I'm not sure why you should like value being in a longer food chain when you could choose world B and avoid exploiting and slaughtering animals for unnecessary stuff.
well, because it morally doesn't make a difference to me because I could be. It's like I could be on the bottom of the food chain too. If I go to like let's just say to like the jungle or whatever, then there's like a lion or an animal that I get killed by them, then I'm at the bottom of the food chain, you know. So it's like it goes both ways. If like they could kill me and the animals can eat me, it's like
People in the modern times say that it goes both ways. And yet, if I was walking on the street and a lion was about to kill you and I had a gun for some reason, would you be like, yeah, no, let the lion eat me. That's fine. That's the food chain. Or would you like fucking beg and scream and tell me to kill the lion?
if it's not necessary, it's not
What's
necessary.
the answer? Yeah, what's the answer? It doesn't matter if it's necessary or not. You are seconds from becoming a victim of a lion. Should I shoot the lion or not?
Well, yeah, because like
Yeah.
okay, wait, I moved to another channel because there's a person who wants to come here, but they're not joining here. Jesus Christ. join here. Meanwhile, I actually want to say thank you to some people. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
I just want to know. I just want to ask some questions to you.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, like, firstly, like, what do you mean by being vegan? It's my
Respecting
first time.
animals' rights.
Okay, so like, mostly like the countries who are like who are having people who can't afford the food are having like a deficiency, like having deficiency of protein and these things, and that creates hurdles in their lives, and they aren't sufficient to live properly like others. So what would you recommend to them to what to eat?
To the
When they are not.
countries that cannot be healthy on a plant-based diet?
Yes, sir.
Can a country be healthy on a plant-based diet, or is it individuals within that country that cannot be healthy on a plant-based diet?
So I'm talking about, sir, like there are many countries in this world who are like who are having people who are not able to get food enough.
Do you live in those
Food.
countries?
Yeah, obviously.
So you cannot get food?
No, I'm able to get food, but I'm talking about
Okay.
other people who are
So
not
if
like
you can get
neighbors.
food, what morally justifies you forcing animals into slaughterhouses for things that you don't need?
Likewise, I'm talking about the country where
But let's
where
not
I
talk
belong,
about
okay?
situations that not. I'm not. Let's talk about
No,
your
it's
situation. I understand you're in a country
Yeah.
where some people you claim cannot afford it. Listen, when I'm gonna meet those people, I'm gonna talk to them specifically. But you seem to be a person who can afford it, correct? You can be a person who can afford it and who can thrive on a plant-based diet. So why do you choose to exploit and slaughter animals?
Sir, because sir, a human body needs 80 gram protein per day, so I can't get those 80 gram protein from plants.
Why not?
So that's why I choose to. Because sir, you can't get 80 gram protein from a plant diet. And
Well,
if you
I
are going
get
to kill the plant,
250 grams. So what do you mean you cannot? It seems you cannot get 80 because you mean you are going to get so much more? Sure, you're going to get a lot more protein. But what do you mean you can't get protein on a plant-based diet? That's funny. Do you have any evidence for
sir,
that?
I'm talking about plant. Obviously, sir, you can go and make a check on. So you can check on the online. It's obviously.
I'm supposed to prove your claim. So no. So if you're going to make up a claim saying that you cannot get protein on a plant-based diet, I expect you to provide evidence for that claim. Because otherwise, I have plenty of evidence that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet and you can build muscle on a plant-based diet. So that obviously means you're going to get exactly all the macro and micronutrients that your body requires to be healthy.
So, but the thing that you're saying, it's like a hypocrisy. Like killing plants, it's not morally right now.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You just said that it's a hypocrisy. Can you please explain to me what a hypocrisy is?
Saying something and doing something is like means hypocrisy.
So saying something and doing something. So if I say I'm going to watch a movie and I'm going to watch a movie, does that make me a hypocrite?
I don't know the exact meaning, but it seems like be that. Like,
so you don't know the meaning
like
of a word, yet you chose to use it. So I'll help you out, okay? So the word hypocrisy means you say one thing or your values on one thing, and yet you choose to do another. So please explain to me what part of my values imply hypocrisy.
I'm sorry, sir, for choosing that word. I'm sorry, sir.
So it's not hypocrisy.
But my question is, yeah, it's not hypocrisy. So please listen to me. But my question is like that: if you say that killing animals is not good, so how would
no?
you
I'm
like
saying
to explain
exploiting animals is not good.
Exploiting So, sir, everyone knows like killing or doing something more than it should be. It's not good.
Why?
So why you're just, sir, if someone is going to, sir, it's gonna harm each and every time. Like,
why is that
if we are
bad?
doing something if you're doing work for a long time, that it should not be So it's somewhere it is gonna harm us. and everyone knows it. I don't think so. Like then you should make a online debate on these topics.
Wait.
Because everyone
So
knows
wait a
that
minute. Wait a
doing
minute.
this harm.
So wait a minute, because I'm trying to understand. So you came here to say that I should not tell people to respect animals' rights, correct? Because it's going to harm them somehow.
Then okay, sir. Listen to me, sir. So then there exists.
No. Yes or no? My question. I've been grateful. I've answered your question. Now I'm asking you questions. Is your point coming up here trying to say that if I tell people to respect animals' rights, that I shouldn't, because that's going to be bad for people to respect animals' rights?
Sir, who is going to make animal rights? Like, what are the basic animal rights we should give them?
Don't exploit them for optional products.
Sir, everyone knows. So doing something for a long period of time, it is going to harm. So everyone knows this very thing. This is a very basic.
What does that? Wait a minute. So now you're bringing up time into this into this thing. What does time have to do with what we were discussing? I said don't exploit animals, and all of a sudden you said, well, if you do something for a long period of time, what does that have to do with anything?
Sir, like I just said, like if we do a work for a longer period of time, it should not be done for a long period of time, because it is going to harm us in some way.
So you should not exploit animals for a long period of time.
Yeah, like we can eat animals.
Why?
Just for,
no, wait, no. It's clear. It's clear this conversation is going nowhere if I let you ask questions. So I'm gonna ask you a question, okay? So okay.
Sir.
So is it okay to exploit animals once a month?
No, sir. Once a month. Yeah, you can like kill.
You can kill an animal, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, and the humans are animals, right?
So you are leading just to another way. You just asking me like, can you kill an animal in a month? I told you yes, you can.
For an optional product.
Any animal.
Wait, when I ask you if you can, I'm asking you if it's moral, right? So if you're choosing to kill an animal once a month for dessert, not for food that you need, not to be healthy, but for dessert, is that moral to you?
Sir, how? Sir, you are just bringing moral values into this. So this is not
veganism
right.
is about morality, yeah, and rights are about morality. Veganism is about morality. I know you really want to talk about what you put through your mouth hole, but we're talking about morality now. So again,
so you're telling me veganism is about morality?
Yeah, veganism is a moral principle of rejecting animal exploitation.
What about the plant rights that you are exploiting each and every day? Because you are defending the rights.
Oh my God,
this is fucking ridiculous.
Dude, yeah, it is very ridiculous because first of all, just let me explain to you very simply, and then we're gonna go into it. Plants are not sentient. Do you know what sentience means?
Like you can make a check on Google. Like plant, even the plant feels pain.
Do you know what? Oh, please show me evidence. Yeah,
proved.
There you go. You can show me evidence for that.
So,
come on.
I'm not able to like.
So I'm going to mute you from now on, and until you provide evidence that plants have feelings, I'm not going to unmute you. Okay? Can we do that?
But tell me how to like share on this.
Yeah, sure. You just open up the chat and provide empirical evidence that plants have feelings, as you just claimed.
Yeah, bro. Just.
Okay. Ping me when you're done. Okay? I'm gonna move to the other server.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, generally speaking, we do. We cows eat corn, soy, wheat, things like that. They also eat forage and silage, but like 43% of cropland is dedicated to growing animal feed, and those are like human edible foods, or at least are grown on the land that could grow human food. So alfalfa is edible to human beings, and like especially in America, alfalfa is one of the bigger crops that is grown for animals. So if something happens to all the crops on Earth, the animals would starve as well, right? And sure, the human beings would have a feast for like a week or two, and then everybody starves anyways. So I'm not sure that doesn't save you, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, not everybody gets like. I got sick from like E. coli from eating like plants too, you know. So it's like.
Do you know how E. coli gets on plants?
Well, not everybody gets sick from like E. coli from eating plants too, you know. So it's like.
Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants? Do you know how E. coli gets on plants
Oh, I don't know. I've been
Yeah,
hearing.
I know.
I don't.
I can tell you if you want to know. I can tell you.
Yeah, you go ahead and tell me.
Yeah. So farmers, when they farm animals, the biggest produce of farmers actually is shit. And so they try to get rid of that shit, come hell and high water. And one of the ways that they get rid of shit is by offloading it to crop farms. Crop farms then put that shit on crops. And some of that shit, because animals are the ones who produce viruses, right? Some of that might contain E. coli, for instance, especially in chickens, right? So E. coli gets to veggies through animal shit. So if we didn't have animal agriculture, which is, by the way, the condition that I'm striving towards, then there possibly would be no E. coli in the world anymore. Plants sure
Yeah.
as fuck
So
don't
like,
produce E. coli.
so that E. coli was spread to like all the plants and vegetables that all the people eat. You know,
Yeah.
that could possibly cause like an epidemic on all the plants. So it's like that
Yeah.
we might have to resort to eating meat too.
Well, no, the E. coli exists because we eat meat. You're kind of missing the point there. Right? Like if we
No,
didn't put shit on crops, we wouldn't have E. coli. We wouldn't have Campylobacter. We wouldn't have Listeria. We wouldn't have all of this stuff. We wouldn't have flu. We wouldn't have COVID. We wouldn't have all of these things if we didn't mess with animals. So can we focus, please, though, I'm telling to myself mostly, are you going vegan? Now that we measured your morality, where you actually think that it would be a good thing to reduce exploitation and slaughter of animals by one person who no longer pays for it.
Well, yeah, I'll go vegan if you could make vegan food taste like meat.
Well, yeah, if you unlock Beyond Burger, Impossible Burger, Redefined Burger, Juicy Marvel.
I tried that. That's nasty, and then I heard people are getting sick from
Which
it
one did
because
you try? No, nobody
the
gets
one
sick.
from
Nobody
the one
gets sick.
from Burger
You're making
King,
shit up. No, you're making shit up. Which one did you try? That was nasty?
from Burger King, and I looked it up, and then they put
Impossible
like
Burger?
they put like modified like soybean in there.
Okay, so what's the problem with modified? What's the problem with modified soybean?
They put chemicals just as bad as they do with all the food products, and it's like.
What do you mean? Wait. What is the evidence that the Impossible Burger is bad because there are chemicals in it? What's the evidence for it?
Well, there's a documentary. I'm not
there is some documentary.
Research.
Yeah. So listen.
Yeah, it was when they first came out years and years ago.
Okay, Impossible Burger.
Okay. So you said you have evidence. Oh, I don't mean a text that you pasted. I want a source. I want an URL.
I wasn't able to share the screenshot. Yeah, I have taken the screenshot, but I am not able to share it. So
okay.
that's why I just
let's read the text that you say that plants have feelings in this text, okay? Plants can sense a lot about their environment and it can cause them stress. Okay. So no feelings so far. Unlike most humans and animals though, when plants face predation, damage and environmental changes, they can't run away and hide. Oh no. Okay, sessile or stalkless plants evolved to be incredibly sensitive to their environment in order to survive. So yet again, they don't have feelings. Research into their awareness has revealed the incredible ways plants sense their environment, from quote-unquote hearing their predators, which isn't true by the way, smelling quote-unquote their neighbors, which is also not true, and even quote-unquote mimicking the shape of their plant hosts. Okay, so none of them say that plants have feelings or sentience, which is what we started talking about, right? But let me explain to you very simply, because it's not possible for plants to have sentience. And if you want, I can show you empirical evidence right now for it. Do you want that?
Bro, just say it. I don't want
Yeah,
to
so it's
read
pretty
anything.
simple. Plants cannot be conscious. Plants cannot have feelings because they don't have a brain. Okay? Plants do not have a brain or a central nervous system. Therefore, they're not conscious. They do not have emotions. They do not have a subjective experience of the world. I pasted the study right
Bro,
here.
but
You
there
can
is a
look it up
point.
yourself. Here, either way,
Yeah.
and let's finish either way because it doesn't really matter. When you're consuming animals, you're consuming also the plants that the animals ate. Do you understand that, right? So whenever you're
Yep.
eating an animal, all the plants that that animal killed in order to reach that weight that you're killing them,
Okay.
you're killing a lot more plants in that process, are you not?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so if plants have feelings, it would still be preferable to be vegan because you would be respecting their rights also. But they don't.
So what should we eat if we are just respecting
Plants.
also the plants?
Plants and plant-based products.
Bro, I'm saying like if you are respecting the plants' rights, then what we should eat?
Plants and plant-based products. Again, plants are not sentient. They're not individuals. They're not worthy of rights because they're not
Oh, they are not worthy
individuals.
of. So how could you? So
They're not
how could you say
individuals.
that they are not worthy of?
So I'm
But they are
I'm
the
trying
part
to
of the
understand right
environment.
now. Wait a minute, Save Plants, because I'm trying to understand right now. What exactly is your point of view? Right now you're killing a fuck ton of plants and animals, and I'm asking you to only kill some
Bro, you said
plants.
it just
Why
a
exactly?
vulnerable
Why
thing.
exactly? Why exactly would it be better
Don't
for
run
you to
from
kill a
your
fuck ton
no,
of
don't run
plants
from your
and
statement.
animals?
I got your point, but don't run from your statement that you said that plants don't have rights and
Okay, so Save Plants, I'm going to ask you yet again the question because this isn't how you think it's going to go, okay? So, I'll ask you the question again. Why is it that you think it's okay to kill a fuck ton of plants and animals, exploit them in the process and kill them? And why do you think that that's a better solution rather than killing only some plants?
be in a level like if we
Save Plants, I see you're still talking. I'm going to unmute you, but I need you to answer my question, okay?
Okay, bro. Yeah, you were just saying. I'm saying like everything needs to be up to a level.
Okay, so Save the Plants. I'm gonna mute you yet again because you see that wasn't my question. My question was pretty clearly. Okay? You are faced between two choices. One is killing some plants and the other is killing a fuck ton of plants and exploiting and killing animals. Why do you think that killing some plants is worse than killing a fuck ton of plants and animals?
Before that, you should go to your previous statement that you said that.
Okay, Save Plants. You don't seem to be understanding how this is going to work. And I don't like muting people, okay? I really dislike it, but I really want you to answer my question. Because otherwise, we're reaching in the same places where you're not really answering any questions, we're not really having a conversation, and nobody gains from this. So Save the Plants. You are faced between two choices. One is killing a lot of plants and an animal and exploiting that animal also, and the other is between killing some plants. Which one is better?
Bro, as we look towards the food chain, it's happening like there, like grasshopper eat.
Okay, Save Plants. So I'll ask you again. Your choice is between killing a lot of plants and an animal or killing only some plants. Which one is the better choice?
I will take both. I think so.
So you're faced between two choices, A or B, and you're saying you will choose both A and B. So instead of you
Because
choosing
I'm
to
eating
kill
the both
less
things.
plants,
That's why I
so
said.
instead of you choosing to kill less plants, you're going to choose to kill more plants. On top of that, you're going to add even more plants to kill. And on top of that, you're also going to be exploiting and slaughtering animals. And somehow you think that that's the better choice.
Because everyone needs to be everyone needs to be true. Not like you
Everyone
should
needs
not
to
be a
be
liar.
true. Everyone needs to be true. Is that what you just said? That's your motivation for
Like
exploiting and slaughtering animals. Everyone needs to be true.
no. You're getting me wrong. You're getting me wrong. I'm saying like everyone needs to be tell the truth, not to lie. That's why I'm saying like I eat plants and animals both. That's why I
I
choose
don't
both.
care what you do. I'm asking what you should do. Do you understand the difference between what you do and what you should do?
Oh, so you're just telling me whether I choose killing more plants or killing animals.
I'm asking you what is it that you think you should do? scenario A, you kill a fuck ton of plants and animals in the process, or scenario B,
Okay.
you only kill some plants.
I will choose A.
You will choose A. So you think that the better choice is to exploit and slaughter animals even though you don't need to, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So then let me ask you this, because if I choose to kill a dog and then use their body as a punching bag, then it's moral according to you, correct?
Bro, you are just taking this conversation to another way. I was just
Sure.
asking you a simple question.
Sure, but save
Just-
plants. You see, my question was a question that you don't seem to be understanding that you gotta answer in order to continue the conversation. So if I choose to kill a dog and hang their body upside down and use their body as a punching bag, that is the better choice instead of me going and punching an actual punching bag, correct?
Bro, you are not letting me ask questions. I
No,
don't
because
think
you
so.
have
This
to answer my
question
questions.
would match some things. Sir, because you are the you have the option to mute me. You can mute
Yeah.
me anytime. It
Yeah.
doesn't get us on a way where we can see something.
Yeah, because
I was
I'm
just
trying
asking
to
some
get you
simple
to
questions
some
to you.
point. Listen, I'm gonna answer every single fucking question you have, but we gotta finish this, because you see, you're asking questions from a position where you don't know. Asking questions like it's me going to imagine me going to a quantum theory professor and asking them questions about, well, what about the quants? What about the double slit experiment? What about this? It would mean nothing. I would need some form of a lecture at first. I would need the professor to guide me into a certain direction before I can ask questions. That's what I'm trying to do right now with you. I'm trying to guide you in a certain directions, and then you can ask questions. Because otherwise your question, as you can see, mean nothing, and they're totally nonsensical. So safe plants, I'll ask you yet again. According to the choice that you just made, right? When I ask you, should you kill an animal and a fuck ton of plants, or should you only kill some plants, you said the better choice is A, where you kill an animal and a lot of plants. So that inherently means that if I want to work out and be a good boxer, that means that the better choice is for me to kill a dog and use their body as a punching bag instead of directly using a punching bag, correct?
Yes.
And you
Carry
think
on.
that that's the moral choice? Killing a dog for like essentially to use their body as a punching bag is the more moral choice rather than not doing
No,
it,
no,
correct?
no. I don't think so. Like it's a more value. We can use plastic also, or rubber.
Wait a minute. But no, we just reached a contradiction just now, because you said in the first question that I asked you, you said that if you're faced between the choice of killing an animal, exploiting and killing an animal, and killing a lot of plants, or killing only some plants, you said you're going to choose to exploit and kill the animal and the plants, correct?
Yes, yes, yes. I said that. I said that
So,
very thing.
so do you want to take that back, or is that still your choice? Because if that's still your choice, then you're in contradiction with the second question that I asked you about
Would you
using a dog as a
let
punching bag.
me speak for 1 minute? Only
No.
just give me 1 minute.
No.
I'm not going to make some false contradictions or some false statements here, but
I
I'm just
want you to acknowledge the contradiction that you've already made and resolve it before you can even ask questions.
that was the thing I was talking before, that I know that you are just putting some questions in front of me. When I was going to ask you some questions, then you are going to these questions back and put me
I'm not
put on me
interested.
and
I'm
tell
not
me that
I'm not interested in a summary or a feedback of how the conversation has gone so far. This isn't a good conversation if you're doing that. I'm asking you simply the question, and I explained to you, I showed you the contradiction in your view. I want you to resolve the contradiction. So either first and foremost acknowledge the contradiction, and second resolve it. So either you say it's okay to use a dog as a punching bag and it's a better choice rather than using an actual punching bag, or take it back and say that it's better to only kill some plants.
yeah, it's better to kill some plants, only some plants.
There you go. So then do you think that every single time you make a choice when it comes to food, you can choose to only kill some plants in the process and get all the nutrition that you need?
Yeah.
There you go. So what exactly makes you think why aren't you doing that? Like why do you want to continue on this process of essentially doing the same thing to an animal? cutting their throat, letting them bleed to death upside down, and then just using their body for optional food? Why not just directly eat the plants?
Bro, just listen to me. I'm going to gym in these days, and my coach tells me that you are not going to get protein from plant-based products. You should go to eat animals. That's why I'm consuming animals.
So you're saying that plant-based products don't have protein, correct?
Like he told me, like they have protein, but not much. Like you are not going to
And you just believed it. You never searched it. You never looked it up. You just believed what that one
I
single
just looked
person
at my
said.
diet, like,
And not only that you believed it, you went on an online debate to make that point without even having a leg to stand on, correct?
bro, I just
With a person,
realized that-
FYI, you're debating a person that's a certified nutritionist and a person that does this kind of debates every single day. So you said, one person told me that you can only get protein from animal products. I'm gonna go online, debate a certified nutritionist who debates this kind of stuff every day, and you thought that's a good idea?
No, I don't think so. It's a good idea, but I haven't know you, like who you are. That's why I thought like it would be good for me to get some more knowledge about the plants and these things, like to be a vegan and these things. So I just moved to, so I just talk with you. That's why firstly I asked you, can I ask you some question? I didn't say that I just want to debate with you.
No, but you
can
already
check the chat
acknowledge.
also.
Sure, but you already acknowledge that morally it would be better to be vegan, correct?
Yeah, like
Yeah. Okay. So now your only concern is how to adopt a plant-based diet and still, I don't know, accomplish your gains or whatever it is that you want to do in the gym, correct?
I don't have that concern, but I have some questions to ask.
So you don't have that concern. So you're not concerned. You think you can
No.
be healthy on a plant-based diet and you can get all the protein that you need.
Like you said, you're a nutrition, and you said like you can get some protein from plant-based products. So
Okay.
I will let me get check.
Okay. So ask
So
questions.
can I
then.
ask you some questions right now?
Yeah, ask
thank
me
you.
some questions, sure.
Yeah, like you said earlier, you said like killing plants and it leads to exploitation. Killing animals, when it goes exploitation of animals, it's bad. It's not morally good. So how would you like to talk about the plants when they are when everyone is exploiting them, and if we are exploiting plants, then what we should eat to survive?
So do we have another option?
So yeah, no, yeah, we have like animals now.
But if you eat animals, you understand you exploit and kill more plants in the process?
But yeah, like this is a good question. Like you asked.
I just explained it to
But
you.
we
The
have
animals eat plants.
like, but if we see the food chain, there goes like frog eats the grass and it's eaten by snake, and like it's happening.
The
from
food chain
beginning.
proves exactly the point
No,
against
it
what you're
doesn't prove.
saying.
It doesn't prove anything. But
It does.
But like we have been told and we have been taught by our teachers, like it goes like this, and from the beginning it's going this like this. So what makes it wrong? Like if someone eat animal, otherwise to eat plant. And you said earlier that we don't give fucking rights to the plants because they are not worthy of it. And
Yeah.
even the plants are part of our environment, and they have the like they are most important. They are more important than animals.
Why?
Because if there is no plant on this earth, how we can survive? There will be more.
There you
concentration
go.
of carbon.
Thank you for proving my point. You just proved that the importance of plants lies on the survival of the sentient beings on the planet, not that they themselves are important. You see? You just proved exactly my point.
Like everyone is
that the only
Well,
reason why
yeah.
plants are important is because they provide sustenance or oxygen for us. That's their only importance. And that's the reality of it. Because plants are
obviously,
not
it's right.
sentient.
You
But
are
at the end of the day, I don't care. If you want to feel like you have something to fight for the rights of plants, that would still mean that being vegan, you are doing better for the plants, for the planet, for everyone. Because on a plant-based diet, you kill less plants.
Okay. but you're still fighting for the animals. If they doesn't exist, so we can survive now. So everyone is interconnected with each other.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone is interconnected with each other. If you are just going to make like the things like, hey, we should not do this and this, but it's happening from the beginning. The food chain, as you can see, it's happening from the beginning. So
What
what
is
would
the
it
food
like tell
chain?
the animals?
What is the purpose
Like
of the food
grass.
chain? Yeah. What is the
It
purpose
shows
of
us
it?
like it shows like how was the food how is the food made for us? Not
No,
to
the
make
food
for us,
chain.
like
No,
how does
the food chain. The food chain is the purpose of the food chain is to show how energy flows in an ecosystem. The reason
Okay.
why the food chain exists is to explain exactly what I just showed or what I just told you. It proves that if you're eating plants, you're getting more energy. If you're eating the animals, you're wasting a lot of energy because the animals eat a lot more plants. And then on the next level of the food chain, the animals get less energy from them. And the animals who eat those animals get even less. And so far and so forth up until the top. The top loses a lot of energy in the process. So that's the purpose of the food chain. So the food chain just proves exactly this, that if you're vegan, you're killing less plants.
Okay. So what should we do for the animals then?
What do you mean? Just stop exploiting them. Stop using them. Stop treating them like objects. They're not objects. They're individuals who feel, who have emotions. They're just like you and me. They just can't talk like you and me. That doesn't mean that they should be exploited and slaughtered, should they?
Yeah, it's just like obviously like they should not be exploited.
So then don't pay for it.
But as
you have the
what?
choice. You can't stop the whole system. That's not what I'm saying. But you have the choice to not participate in the system. You have the choice to say, if it's wrong to do this to animals, if it's wrong to cut the throats of animals because we don't need to, then simply don't cut their throats. Don't pay for it to happen.
So if you're talking about the animals, then we should talk also about the plants. Like we should not cut down the trees on which we are surviving right now.
For what purpose?
Like even though we are mostly, I think like plants are the only thing on the behalf we are surviving on this earth. If there are no plants on this earth, we won't survive on this earth. So why we are not talking about also about the plants? Like
why are we not talking about gay rights? You know that gay people nowadays have issues. They're losing their rights in a lot of places in the world. How is that related to what we were talking about?
Does it matter? Does it affect your life?
Yeah, it does. It affects all of our lives.
How does it? How does it makes an effect on your life?
First of all, I'm bi, so it does affect my rights when people with a different sexual orientation get persecuted for it, first of all. And second of all, it doesn't really matter whether it affects my life or not, because that's not the point. Okay. We don't fight for justice simply because it affects us or not. Take, for instance, the people who fought to abolish slavery didn't really, it wasn't really affecting them that slavery existed. They just saw an injustice and chose to not be part, chose to fight against it.
Slavery was affecting everyone on this earth. Like even though you know that somehow it's gonna make effect on you, and somehow you're gonna be part of this part of this operation, like slavery you talk about. But what about
you understand the point
some...
when you bring the point to plants, because that's why I made this example. It has nothing to do with what we're discussing. Should people be cutting trees? No, fuck no. We should be cutting way less trees than we do. We should have definitely stringent regulations in that process for that. But how is that related to your choice to exploit and slaughter animals for optional products?
Like if someone needs to eat animals and he's not killing animals on a large scale, like you say, like we should not cut down the trees on a large scale. We can cut down trees on a small scale. If someone is if a village, I will not say about individual, I will say about a village or a country is killing or exploiting animals not on a large scale but on a small scale, then it's good. No, as your statement, as you made your statement about the plants.
I did not understand what your statement was. Can you please
like you said that,
repeat it or rephrase it somehow?
Okay, and I will repeat it. Like you said that we should not cut down the trees on a large scale, but we can cut down trees on small scale.
No, only if needed. Cut the trees only if needed.
Only
correct?
if needed.
Yeah. Do we need to cut off the? Do we need to kill animals?
Oh, do we need to cut down, kill the animals?
Do we need to? Do you need to consume animal products?
Yeah, like I think they are more sufficient than plant products.
Doesn't matter what you think. We have evidence that you don't need to. You can be healthy on a plant-based diet, so that means you don't need to.
Okay. So you're just telling me that we can be having a good life if we just rely on the plant-based products.
In fact, I would say, yeah, we can. Like the evidence shows, we can have at least the same quality of life. But in fact, there's a lot of evidence showing that there's quite a benefit from consuming a plant-based diet, because it does have a lot of protective effects against heart disease, against all-cause mortality, and against certain forms of cancer. So, like, we benefit from it, the planet benefits from it, because we kill less plants, we cut down less trees, we do less eutrophication, we use less fresh water. The slaughterhouse workers benefit from it because they're not forced to exploit and slaughter animals. The farmers benefit from it because the farmers who farm animals get fucked to no money, so they make almost no profit. In fact, a lot of success stories are from farmers who transition from farming animals to farming plants, and they get a lot more money in the process. So nobody's winning in this. Nobody but the corporations, the big-ass corporations who just want you consuming these animal products, because they get a fuck ton of money if you do that. And they get money from the government and from you. So why do you really want to support this shit? It's bad for everyone.
Like I will tell you a real story about this very thing, that why I'm supporting the plant-based products, because about 2 or 3 months before, my uncle was in ICU ward in hospital. He was hospitalized. There the doctor told him that to consume six eggs. So like it was not he wasn't able to consume it by itself. We had to smash it, and there was a pipe connected with his nose, and to put it through his nose, the smash it, or the juice of eggs. So what you are saying about that very condition, or what you're going to say about that very condition?
What doctors told him that?
Like he told him like he should consume 6 eggs per day.
What kind of doctors were they?
He was having a stroke.
Jesus Christ. So wait a minute. He was having a stroke and somebody told him to eat more cholesterol? A doctor told him to eat more cholesterol?
Because he was on, I don't think, yeah, like we were giving him each and every day.
Jesus Christ, man. That's some really bad doctors out there that when you have a stroke, your doctor tells you to eat more cholesterol. That's really bad.
Like the stroke, it had already happened, and he was not able to, he was paralyzed for 2 months.
He was paralyzed. Yeah, but
yeah.
Okay, so so the doctor was telling you that they need to be fed, and maybe the doctors were giving you an example. Like, you probably don't know that a lot of doctors don't have nutritional training. That's why I ask you what type of doctor, because the only doctor that has a nutritional training is a dietitian. And if a doctor is not a dietitian, which most likely they're not, if
it was a neurologist.
The neurologist knows jack shit about what to eat. They know jack shit about what's good to eat, but they know for a fact that you should not be eating cholesterol. And if your uncle is having issues, I think the whole point of what they were making is feed them a diet that is watery, because he couldn't eat anything else because he was paralyzed. But that does not mean that he needs to eat animal products. There are plenty of other products that they can eat. It's just that they don't have the knowledge for it.
Okay. So you're saying that the doctor told us the wrong thing?
Oh, hell yeah. Like, if this person had a stroke and your doctor told them to eat more saturated fat and more cholesterol, that's really bad.
Not at the time when he got the stroke, not at the time, but after some days, like when he was hospitalized, when he got the bed in ICU ward, and then the doctor came to us and told us like he should be having 6 eggs per day. Try to smash it and put it.
So bad. That's so bad, man. That's so bad. A doctor telling you to have 6 eggs a day is insanely bad. Did he at least say egg white and not all full eggs?
No, not the moon-shaped one. Whatever you call, like only the outer surface, the white one.
Ah, so egg white. Okay, okay. Then it's okay. It's a good advice if they said egg whites. Okay. It's a good advice. But all the
Sir,
protein that you can get from egg white, you can also get from other sources. The reason why your doctor
sir,
told
that's
you that
that's the
is
thing I'm
because
saying that.
the reason why that doctor said that is because the doctor, who did not get any form of nutritional training, grew up in the same society as you did and knows the same amount as you do. That, oh, this person needs more protein. I'm just going to tell them to eat the
Mhm.
one lean source of protein that I know it's good. And they said egg white, which is a good lean source of protein. But there's plenty of plant-based sources of protein. You don't need egg white.
So in that very case, there was like if we don't have any substances, so it's necessary for a patient to consume egg whites. That is an
No,
animal product.
no, it's not necessary.
Like I'm saying, if we were not able to get some plant products, or if we are not having sufficient knowledge how to get protein from the plant-based products, and we know that only that these like animal products we can get some protein from these things. At that very moment, should we fed those products to the patient or not?
I don't understand. So you're asking me if in a situation where a person would die if they don't eat an animal product, should you feed them an animal product?
Yeah, whether he
Sure.
die or live, like.
Sure. But that's not the situation that anybody is in. If you're ever in that situation, sure. But you're not in that situation. You're in a situation where you can make a choice. That's the whole point of what we're having this conversation here. You're in a situation where you can choose to not exploit an animal, to not use their products, to not treat them like an object. So why the hell would you choose
Okay,
to?
so you are saying like that when we are having choice, then we should make it.
You always have a choice. You're just not, you just choose to be ignorant towards it. But you always have a
Okay.
choice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
That's all I'm saying. You
For showing me
always
the
have
right
a
path.
choice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for showing me the right path, because I believe in like eating like animals and these things that would make me good. And would you like to provide me some basic plant-based products so I could use them in my daily life so I could gain some muscles? Because
Yeah, so there's this thing called Challenge 22. I'm gonna drop it here. Challenge 22, they hook you up with a nutritionist. They send you recipes every day. Well, with a dietitian, not even a nutritionist. So a doctor who actually has nutritional training. And they help you adopt a plant-based diet for free, within your budget, within your means, whatever health condition you may have also. So the only thing that they don't help with is when you have a unhealthy attachment to food, like I forgot what it's called, but yeah. When psychologically you have a problem with food, they don't help with that because they don't have psychologists on track. But everything else, they will help you. So there you go.
Sir, thank you.
And it's free. And also,
yeah.
Postmortem just posted some links for you if you need more links there.
Yeah, I just got the link. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for coming now. Does anybody else want to have a conversation? Postmortem, did you come here eventually? Oh, I guess on the other side there's people, but nobody's speaking to them. Does anybody else want to have a conversation with me?
Sure, I'll talk with you if you like.
Sure. So Sean,
how you doing?
I'm doing good. Do you think it's okay to exploit animals for optional products?
Exploit. I think that the framing is a little bit, silly. Like I don't think we would say we exploit like an apple tree for apples.
Sure, but we do exploit animals for animal products.
Yeah, but I think like the whole like exploitation language, I think it's kind of silly. It's kind
Do
of
you
like
think it's silly to name it exactly what it is? It is exploitative, isn't it? We treat them unfairly. We treat them like an object. We only care about what their body gives. And when their body no longer gives, we kill them and use them for their flesh. Do we care about what they want? Do we care about who they are? No. We just care about what their body is.
yeah, I mean they're not like rational persons, so like and that's kind of like what I said. Would you say you're exploiting an apple tree for apples? Like in a sense, you're using the tree for what it produces, but it's
Yeah,
not
but a tree is an
exploitation in the same
object.
way that would be exploiting a person.
A tree is an object.
It's a
An
living
animal,
being.
sure, but it's an object. It's a living object. It's not a sentient being. Do you understand the difference between a sentient being and a non-sentient being?
Yes.
Yeah. So animals are sentient. They have a consciousness. They have a subjective experience of the world. They know they make decisions based on things they like, things they don't like, preferences, weather, whatever, like we do. Just because they're not, what did you call them, rational, do you think it means it's okay to exploit them for optional products?
Yeah, like I'd say, yeah, they're not rational.
Sure, but there's human
Like
beings who are not rational. So would it be okay to exploit them?
Yeah, but our rationality is in our nature. It's like in the kind of being that we are.
No,
Whereas
there's
an
human beings
animal,
who are irrational.
yeah, but they're still human beings. It's in our substantial form.
Okay. So it doesn't, rationality doesn't matter, as you've just proven, because a human being who has the same rationale capabilities of an animal, you would not be okay with exploiting them.
Well, I would say our value as human beings comes from the kind of being we are, not from what we're capable of.
What kind of being are we?
We're a rational animal.
Well, again, there's human beings who are not rational animals. Is it okay to exploit them?
No, but as I said, it's in the kind of being we are. Like we are the kind of
so you're
being
just
that
describing
has the capacity.
Oh, okay. So you're saying it's based on the quality of their category that they're in.
I mean, I
It's
guess
not
you could
about
say
the
like that. It's in our
individual.
substantial form.
It's not
What?
about the individual. It's just about the category that I put them in and the quality of that category that I describe specifically. Because in reality, it's nothing to do with the individual. So you think it's okay to judge whether to exploit and slaughter individuals based on the category that they're in, correct?
No, because we are all objectively of a kind of being that is rational.
No. Again, not all of us are rational beings. Therefore, not all of us are of a kind of a rational being.
No, I think you're kind of missing the distinction here.
No, I
Like
think
even
you're making a category error because you're just saying we're part of a category where most individuals are rational. Therefore, even the individuals that are not rational somehow deserve a moral consideration. Whereas if somebody else, but I could easily create a category called intellectually challenged human beings where most of the individuals in that category are not rational. Would that mean that it's okay to exploit them because a trait of their category is that they're not rational?
No, as I said, the kind of being we are is a rational animal, even if that capacity is not fully actualized. So, like for instance, we have
That means
for
nothing.
example, I don't like say again.
That means nothing.
I think it's a pretty important distinction. Like when we, okay, let me come up with like an example. So like, for example, I have like the first potentiality to like speak German, right? I don't actually speak German, but I have the capacity to do so. Like I could learn, right? And then
Okay.
once I had that capacity, that first actuality, then I have the secondary potentiality to actually speak German, right? And so in the
Sure.
same way, human beings, even if we do not have that ability to like speak German or to understand German or to think rationally, we're still of a kind of being that is capable.
Well, no, because again, there are human beings on this planet who can never learn or speak German if they're not, of course,
Yeah.
who can not even if they would be born in Germany. There's people who can never
Yeah.
learn or speak German, correct? They don't have
Yeah.
that capacity. They're simply lacking it.
Yeah. That
They're
capacity is not realized, but they're still of a kind of being.
no. But you see, that's what you're doing. You see what you're doing? You're saying it's a kind of a being. You're creating this this thing that has no bearing or no meaning whatsoever. You're saying they're part of the human race, and most individuals in the category called human can have this capacity, correct? Even if they don't, they're part of a category where most individuals can have this capacity. That's what you're saying.
No, bro. It's like it's the distinction is in the kind of being. It's in the what of a kind of thing is. So
But they're
like
not a
water.
rational being. So if I'm a rational
They
being,
are a
I'm a
rational
rational
being. The
being.
capacity is just not realized.
No, there's people who are born with that part of their brain missing. It's called
Yeah.
hydroencephaly. So the people who are born with the part of the brain that's missing, they have absolutely no capacity for it, no possibility whatsoever for them to be speaking or learning German. Does that mean that it's okay to exploit and slaughter them?
No, because in their nature, even if they
The
have
fuck?
like for example, in our nature we have like two legs and two arms. And if a person is born without legs and arms, that doesn't make them not human. Okay? Even though it is in our
What
nature
is
to
a
have
human?
arms and legs.
What is a human?
A rational animal.
So any animal that's rational is a human.
Um, I would say, yeah. I mean, a person is a rational animal. Human beings, yeah. I mean,
Oh,
I
so we
guess
introduced a
you
new
could
term
say,
now. We introduced the person term. Okay. So you see, that's
well,
the whole thing. You're begging the question right now. That's what it's called. You're just begging the question. You want to say a human is a rational animal? What is a human? A human is that can be rational. That's it. That's all you're saying. And when I say, well, if an individual is not rational, but they were born from a human being, then you're saying, well, yeah, but they're
mhm.
still human. They're not rational, but they're still human. So they're not a rational being, but they're still human. So they can be both a human and not rational. So that means not every human
Yeah,
is rational, and not every rational being is human.
but when I say rational animal, I mean that is what distinguishes us from animal, is that we are rational.
What distinguishes an individual human who is irrational from an animal?
That they are human, that they're of a rational kind.
They're not of a rational kind if they're not rational.
Okay, as I said, the kind, the thing that makes them human, it's in their nature, even if that
What's their nature?
actuality,
Prove to me.
even if the
Okay,
capacity
there's an
for reason is not
individual.
realized.
There's an individual in front of me. One is human, one is not human. Prove to me
Hmm.
both of them are irrational. Prove to me which one is human, which one isn't.
They're both, wait, say that again. They're two people, they're human beings that are in
No, I
front of
said
you.
there's two individuals in front of me. One is rational and one is not rational.
One is an animal and one is not.
No, both are animals. One is rational and one isn't.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's not enough information, I guess, to see if they have the capacity for rationality.
One has the capacity for rationality, one doesn't.
Yeah, capacity is intrinsic to the nature, though, is kind of the whole point that I'm trying to
Yeah,
make.
their brain does not have the capacity for rationality. So in their
Yeah, their brain,
nature,
but their
that's what
nature
their
does.
nature is. Because that's what their nature is. Or are you talking about, are you trying to commit a genetic fallacy just now by saying that if they were born from a certain, like, no, that's not even a genetic fallacy. What kind of fallacy is this? Because you're saying if somebody was born from exactly what I just said, if they're born of a category where most individuals in that category are in a certain way, then all of the sudden, all those traits of that category means is of their nature, correct?
It's generalizing.
Yeah, it's generalizing.
I mean, you can say this is like a fallacy or whatever, but this is like a philosophical tradition that dates back to like Aristotle. Okay,
Philosophical
so
tradition that dates back to Aristotle. It's a philosophical
yeah, the
tradition. What's a
idea
philosophical tradition?
does it's the idea that things like have a
No.
nature
What's a
and
philosophical
that
tradition?
there's this
That's platonic, but okay.
what? I don't what you guys would say.
What's a philosophical tradition, first of all?
I'm just saying like this is this way of thinking. This
So,
way of thinking about the world, about
so,
nature,
so,
about value, about moral values.
so if somebody thinks in a different way, then they're having a philosophical tradition. Every single person on this planet who has a way of seeing the world, they're having a philosophical tradition.
Yeah, but you're just saying like, oh, this is like an illogical fallacy or whatever. I'm saying it's not. Like this is
It is.
something that a
Well, it's
lot
not
of
illogical. It's not illogical. It's just as you can clearly see, you cannot identify. If there's two individuals in front of you, one is rational and the other is irrational. One has the brain capacity for rationality and the other does not have the brain capacity for rationality. You cannot tell me which one is human and which one is not. So that means that being human is not contingent on then having the capacity for rationality, correct?
So, do you remember how earlier I came with that example? I was like, okay, so suppose a person doesn't have legs, right?
What
So
did
what
I
if I
just
put a
ask you?
snake in front of you and a person without limbs? And I said, oh, like which one in front of you that doesn't have limbs? There are two animals that don't have limbs. How do you tell them apart? So are you saying that a human has to have limbs? Like
I'm
that's
not
like your
asking
whole
you.
argument, and
I'm not no
it's
no
really bad.
that's exactly not my whole argument, but thank you for listening. So I said in front of you there's two individuals. One has the capacity for
Yeah.
rationality and one doesn't have the capacity for rationality. Okay? Which one is the human?
Okay, suppose there are two individuals in front of you, and one has the capacity to walk, and one doesn't. Which one's a human?
Both can be or not be human.
Okay, sure, yeah. And so, in terms of
Now, can you please answer
rationality,
my question? So in front of you, there's
yeah,
two
yeah,
individuals.
exactly,
One has the capacity for rationality. The other does not have the capacity for rationality. Which one is the human?
exactly what you just said. They could either both be human, or only the rational one could be
Thank
human.
you. So then the capacity for rationality is not contingent on them being human, correct? Sorry, them being human is not contingent on them being rational or irrational, correct? So as this whole thing that you make up, they're of a rational kind, is nothing. They're of a human kind. Human does not equal rationality. That's what you just proved now, correct?
Yeah, dude, if you're trying to make this point, I said that at the very beginning. Even if your capacity for
Okay.
rationality is not realized, you're still of a rational kind. That's the
No,
kind
you're
of
of a
being that
human
you are.
kind. No, that's the thing. You're of a human kind. You're not part of a rational kind. A kind is a taxonomy. If you're saying that you're of a rational kind when you're an irrational being, you're not part of a rational kind. You're part of an irrational kind. If you're an irrational being, you're part of an irrational kind. You can't be an irrational being that's part of a rational kind. Then the whole point of saying a rational kind, taxonomizing individuals based on rationality, makes no sense if the individuals who are rational can both be in the rational kind or the irrational kind.
I mean, when I say like human beings are rational, even though some are not capable of rationality. It's this specifically, like when Aristotle says human beings are a rational animal, that's because that is what distinguishes us. That's what makes us different. And that's why we use that as like
Not all
the
human beings are
differentiator.
rational.
Yeah, but it's what makes human beings as a substantial form. It's what makes our form different from that of a rock or an animal or a plant or any other kind of being which exists on Earth.
That's not true. The things that differentiates us between us and the rock, us and a plant, and us and an animal is not our rationality. Us and an animal, sure, you could argue it's our sapiens. Sapiens, by the way, is one. Sure, you could say it's our sapiens that is the biggest distinguisher between us and animals. Between us and plants, it's sentience, and between us and rocks, it's well life and sentience and sapiens. So
Yeah.
exactly. So, but you see, there's human beings who don't have sapiens. There's human beings who are not born rational. Those are not rational beings if they're not born with the capability for rationality. They're not human beings. They're not, sorry, they are still human because they're still part of the species called Homo sapiens, but they're not rational. So you can't put them of a rational kind as you say it because they wouldn't be that.
I still think that's a silly distinction to make just because
You just said
even
that's a
if the
rational
capacity is
kind.
not
It's
real.
very silly. It's very silly to say that somebody who's irrational is of a rational kind. So somebody who's irrational is part of the categories, is part of a category that says rational. It's a rational category because rational kind is just rational category. It's the same thing.
But it has to do with the kind of being, though. Okay.
Yeah, they're
right,
an irrational being. That's the kind of being that they are.
they're a human being, which
Yeah,
is a
they're a irrational human being. Again, being rational
Yeah.
or irrational, as we just proved with the question, doesn't make them human or not human. We just proved that it's not contingent on them being rational or irrational. Human beings is just somebody
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
genus
we agree.
Homo sapiens. Okay, so
Yeah.
then what exactly makes it okay to exploit animals but not humans? And specifically, the humans that are not rational, just like animals are.
Yeah, so as I said, even if the capacity is never realized,
It's not
our
capacity that's
substantial
not
form,
realized. They just don't have capacity. They just don't have that brain matter. They just don't have that part of their brain to be able to, again, to be able to rationalize. They're not beings who can't be rational. They can never ever. It's not that they cannot substantiate. It's not that they have to do something. They can never. It's impossible. It's not improbable. It's impossible.
yeah, even if it's impossible, it's still in the kind of thing that they are, which gives them a certain inherent value. And I would say like there is simply just a natural like created order of things.
No,
So
there isn't. There isn't
um
or natural created order of things. There's no such thing as a natural created order of things. First of all, there isn't, because even a food chain is no such thing that exists. There exists what does exist is food webs, and certain
mhm,
animals who are on top of one chain can be in the middle of another chain, depending on the season and depending on the area that they're in. But there's no such
mhm.
thing as a natural order of things. There is no one single animal more important than another animal. All individuals, because that's the whole thing. We prescribe extrinsic value. My family matters more, you value less, and animals probably value less. But that does not mean that I get to draw an arbitrary line somewhere and just exploit and kill an animal because they value less. Because if that means so, then I should be able to draw the arbitrary line a bit higher and exploit and kill you. But the reason I don't do that to you or to any other individual is not because you have less value to me, but because I acknowledge that you have intrinsic value. You value your life, I value my life, an animal values their life. I'm not going to cut your throat if I don't need to. How would it be fair for me to choose to cut your throat when there's no need for it?
So you're saying I'm drawing an arbitrary line at the kind or substantial form, but like where do you draw the line then? Would you say like killing a bug is immoral?
If they're an individual, it's simple. That's where I draw the line. If they're not an individual, if they're
What
not a
does it mean?
subject, they're an object. Simple.
What does it mean that like is a bug an individual?
Do they have a
Do you
subjective
think
experience
so?
of the world?
What?
Do they have a subjective experience of the world?
I mean I don't know exactly, but I assume so.
If they have a subjective experience of the world, then there you go. They have moral consideration. That means they deserve to live. Or not that
So
they
do you
deserve to
think that
live, that they deserve to not be exploited for optional products, obviously.
okay. So like okay. Um So you say that it's like an arbitrary line, but do you not think that just drawing it at sentience is equally arbitrary, or do you have
No,
a reason?
because sentience makes individuals. Like let me put it this way. If I take a cup and I break it, it means nothing. There's no morality. It's amoral whether I break a cup or not. Unless a sentient being like myself or another sentient being walks through those, I don't know, to those fragments of the cup. But on its own, if I break a cup in a universe where nobody exists, there is no good or bad. It's just breaking a cup. It just is. So because a cup is an object, if a cup had an experience of the world, that means if the cup was aware that they exist, that they had emotions towards their existence, that they had a will to live, then me breaking a cup would be immoral because the cup would be a subject in that situation. So that's sentience. That's the line. It's not arbitrary, it's logical.
What makes it wrong to end this life of a sentient being?
The same reason why it's wrong to kill any sentient being on this planet, because they don't
Yeah,
want to
that's my
die.
question.
You're not representing their interest. And if you don't need to disrepresent their interest, then that's it. You, I,
but why ought we? Why ought we like?
why is it wrong to kill a human?
You're asking me
Yeah.
from my moral
Yeah.
standpoint? Yeah, as I said, my standpoint is going to be based on teleology, so like the kind of intrinsic ends of things. And so all
But
beings, all
teleology,
human beings.
that's the thing about teleology. You can't prove it, right? Like teleology is just something you believe in. It's not something that you can prove.
I think it's self-evident. I don't think I really
It's not
need to
self-evident,
prove
is
that.
it? Well, teleology means that what's the purpose of thing? And you're saying that the purpose of the reason why it's wrong to kill a human because they have a specific purpose that you give them. Because if I ask you what the purpose of a human is, it may not be the same as if I ask somebody in Africa. It may not be the same if I ask somebody in Asia, and it may not be the same if I ask somebody if you ask me what the purpose of a human is, right? Like we all have different reasons of we all have different purposes of what a human is. So that just means it's subjective what the purpose of a human is. So we cannot derive.
So just because other people are wrong doesn't mean it's not objective.
It doesn't. Who said it's right or wrong? You cannot prove to me that the purpose of a human is what you say it is. You cannot. You just claim that it is.
I mean, I think it's self-evident that like we are of a rational kind, and we probably ought to live in accordance with that reason.
Nope. Again, why?
So you think we should just be like irrational?
I think we should just be however we want to be.
Which is rational. Like we ought to be rational.
If I don't want to be rational, then I shouldn't be rational.
And you're gonna be irrational. How do you even just be
You
irrational?
are being irrational.
Choose, like,
you're choosing to be irrational right now. Why shouldn't I be allowed to be irrational if I want to?
How am I choosing to be irrational?
Well, it's pretty simple. I'm asking you, why is it wrong to kill a human? And you're saying it's wrong to kill a human because they have a purpose that you claim they have to be rational. But a human who has no purpose to be rational, a human who cannot actualize that purpose, even though you say that their purpose, like even this whole thing of you giving purpose to other humans is fucked up and irrational, if you ask me. Because who are you to give purpose to other humans? Everybody gives purpose to their life, not you give purpose to humans.
To other humans. You're giving them value.
I give them value because that's extrinsic value. That does not mean that my value dictates how they live their life or what they do with their. It does not dictate what their intrinsic value is. It's extrinsic value. I give value to objects also. I give value to plants. I give value to literal cups. I give value to objects also. Does not mean that they have a purpose or anything else. Giving them value just means that I create a scale where this thing is more important to me than another thing. But my question to you is yet again, what makes you think that it's the purpose that makes it wrong to kill a human? So if a human has no purpose, then it's okay to kill them?
Yeah, we have an intrinsic purpose as rational beings. Like that is what we are, right? So like in the same way, it is like in water's nature to flow, or in a ball's nature to like roll down a hill. It is in our nature to think rationally. And things are good insofar as they fulfill their nature. So in order to be good,
that's just bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, because not all human beings can be rational, as I said. Are you telling me that it's in the nature of an irrational human being to be rational? Because it's not. That's contradictory.
It's in their nature, but it is.
No, it's not in their nature. How can it be in their
nature?
How can it be in the nature of an irrational being for them to be irrational? It's not in their nature. If their nature literally says that they're irrational.
It's just in the kind of being we are, but we're like going in circles.
But the kind of being we are, it means it's just the category of being we are. In the category, it cannot possibly be that an irrational being is put in an irrational category. You're just saying that the majority of individuals in the human category are rational. That's all you're trying to say. And for that reason, even the irrational ones deserve the moral consideration because they're born human. But what I'm trying to explain to you is that if you make these arbitrary categories, you can make different arbitrary categories where the irrational humans are all of a sudden the majority. And that all of a sudden means that they're of irrational nature. And that wouldn't mean it's okay to exploit and slaughter them. So you're just getting this value. What you're trying to do is you're trying to rationalize where you are instead of questioning where you are. You're trying to rationalize your conclusion instead of trying to go from somewhere to get to your conclusion.
So if I'm sleeping, I'm not actively like using my rational thought. I'm not like actively conscious, yet I'm still me, right? I'm still like a kind of being that is rational.
You're
So
still
that's
having
why I
a
have
bit,
that value.
yeah, you still have an experience of
So
the
like
world. Yeah.
yeah, so if somebody but like if would you say like it's fine if somebody's sleeping to like kill them because they're not actively like conscious of it?
No, but they're still a sentient being even when they're sleeping.
So it's the kind of being that they are a
No, it's not the
sentient being.
kind. No, they still have sentience. Sleeping is a part of sentience.
What do you mean? They're not like actively thinking if they're asleep.
Doesn't matter. Sleeping is a part of sentience.
Yeah, so it actually is in like what they are, not actually what they're
No,
doing.
it's the trait called sentience. I understand. Do you understand the trait called sentience? Do you understand that? Do you understand that they have a subjective experience of the world? Even when they're sleeping, they still have a subjective experience of the world. You understand that, right? Some people
We're
dream.
not Are we experiencing the world when we're like sleeping?
Yeah, your brain is still experiencing the world. You're still experiencing the world. Just because you don't remember it doesn't mean that you're not.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Even okay, how about if you're like in is the so would you say that like we're just always sentient even if like we're under
No,
anesthesia
you may lose
or
it.
sleeping or in a
You
coma?
you may lose
Do we
sentience, of
lose our
course.
value then?
If you
Do we
become a
lose our value?
vegetable, yeah, if you end up in a vegetative state where you're essentially there is no brain activity, then yeah, you're essentially in a vegetative. That's why we call it the vegetative state, because there's nobody in there. That's why a lot of the times you pull the plug and you say, hey, there's nobody in there. Why would I keep this person alive? This person could
But
keep alive.
mhm. They could come back though, right?
No, vegetative state means that they cannot come back. No. If there's no brain
Never. No,
activity,
nobody's
no,
ever.
nobody. No.
Okay, interesting.
If there's no brain activity, it cannot. Like, brain needs to sustain
Yeah.
itself, you know.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But either way, man, like the choices that you have every day is between killing an animal or not killing an animal. Whatever you have, whatever value you want to give to humans, give that value to humans. But I'm sure that if it were to be dogs instead of any other of the other animals we farm, would you still choose to kill dogs for optional products?
No, like my morality is not gonna be based on the kind of modern like value-based kind of system. As I said, like I believe in natural ends. So like it's in our natural ends as beings, as rational beings to act rationally, to not
So how is
be
it rational?
gratuitously evil, to be
So how is
virtuous, and
okay?
so forth.
So how is it rational to exploit animals when there is no need behind it?
I mean, as I said, I think there's like a natural created order, and part of the animals, the part of uh the purpose of lower life forms or lower things in general, so like water and plants and stuff like that, is for the flourishing of beings of a higher nature.
Oh,
Uh,
brother, come
and so
on.
plant
Come on, that's such a
what?
so dogs then they're for the purpose of flourishing of everybody else. So by your
Yeah,
logic, you should
yeah.
be okay with exploiting dogs for optional products, correct?
Like killing them and eating them.
Killing them, using them as punching bags, whatever it is, as long as we benefit from it, it's for our flourishment. So you should be okay with whatever we want to do to animals as long as we benefit from it, correct?
Okay, so using a dog as a punching bag is not ordered towards our flourishing. So I would just
What do you
disagree with
mean?
that premise.
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean
I
that
benefit
we
from it. I build a lot of muscle.
yeah, that's not what it means to flourish as a human being.
Wait, is
We have to
building
live in
muscle
accordance with our virtues
is building
and
muscle
our
all of the
rational.
sudden is building muscle not a flourishment? Being healthier is not flourishing?
That okay, that alone is good. But you as
There
a
you go.
rational being ought to make distinctions between how you know, when you're beating a dog, like this is just like gratuitous evil. Like you're just being immoral. You
But if
know,
you're
you're like
killing them, but if you're killing them for a product you don't need, then all of a sudden it's moral, correct?
if you're killing an animal for food, yeah, that would be moral.
For optional food, you can always choose to not kill them and still be healthy and have a perfectly fine life. But you're saying if you're faced between the choice between killing a dog and being healthy or not killing a dog and being healthy, you're saying that the rational moral choice is to kill a dog and be healthy.
Dogs fulfill with human beings a higher nature than just food.
There you go.
We
There you
as
go.
human
It's
beings
about
have found.
teleology at the end of the day. It's always with you that I give the dog this purpose. And yet
Yeah,
again,
you can't criticize me for having this moral system that I
but
think
it's
is
not a
coherent
value.
and
I can show you why that's a flawed system. Because any single individual on this planet can give, if they have power over you, they can give you the purpose to be a slave. They can. Literally, that's how slavery happened. Some individuals had power over other individuals, and they said that's their purpose. That's why they were born. They were born to be slaves. That's their purpose. When you are deriving your morality based on the purpose that powerful individuals can give to lower powerful individuals, you end up with things like slavery. Because what we do to animals is slavery. It's just to another species, but it is slavery. We breed them, use them, and kill them.
in your like moral system, do you think it's worse to eat an animal or to have sex with an animal?
So, are you asking me
which one's worse?
When you're eating them, are you eating them alive? Are you what do you describe the procedure?
You
Because
kill
you
them
just
and you eat them. No.
You kill
Just like
them
me
and you eat
eating a
them.
cheeseburger versus me having sex with the cow. Which one's worse?
Which one? I think both are very, very, very bad. Which one's worse? So let me ask you. So if I had to choose between being raped or being killed, I think I would choose to be raped. So I would say being killed is worse.
I mean, you don't have to concede that either is good, but would you say which one is worse?
I just explained to you.
Like,
If I had to choose,
for instance, okay, look, like most people, 90-something% of people probably eat animals to some extent.
Would you rather be
it's
raped or
better
killed? Would you rather be raped or killed?
I would probably rather be raped, but
there you go.
As I said,
so then having sex with an animal is obviously the better one. Can you give me 1 minute? I have to use the bathroom. I really have to use the bathroom. I'll be back in a minute, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
The afternoon.
What is your philosophical, like, what do you think about morality and all that?
My problem with okay. Do you want to like just narrow this down to veganism?
Wait. Let's finish the conversation before we do that, and then we can.
Okay.
So Sean, so I'm just gonna put a timer, Sean, for 5 minutes so that we don't waste too much time, okay? Because I think like we already talked a lot for a long time. So
yeah, okay, that's.
So in that question, what is better what is worse in my situation? I put myself in the position of the victim, and if I'd rather be raped than killed, then obviously having sex with an animal is better than killing them, because yet again, I would also rather somebody rape me than kill me. So I would say
so you
that's
would
how
rather
I derive.
Everyone that eats animals on a regular basis, that they have a sex slave animal.
I
that
would
they have
rather
sex with
people
on a regular
don't.
basis.
This is a little bit of a
Yeah,
straw
yeah,
man
yeah.
because it's a little
I
bit of
know, I know.
misrepresenting the
I know.
argument.
This is kind of a. I don't mean to like be putting you in a box. I'm just saying like I think like most of the people that like are watching this that are like not vegan, are probably gonna find having sex with an animal like just like detestable. Like it's obviously like just so wrong.
And
Whereas
yet, in animal agriculture, we do exactly that, which is so ironic, isn't it? We
but we
constantly
don't have sex with animals.
no,
That's the difference.
we constantly jerk off bulls and jerk off animals, and then use that sperm to inject it in the to inject that semen in the vagina of another animal. We don't get sexual pleasure from it per se, but we do have a lot of animals that we do have a lot of farmers who commit sexual acts on animals. It's part of the farming.
Yeah. But are they doing it for their own gratuitous pleasure to like enjoy,
What's the
sex in such a
difference?
disordered
What's
way?
the difference? It's so funny to me because what's the difference between getting a tingling sensation in your brain called pleasure from inserting your penis into an animal, or getting a tingly sensation in your brain from from cutting their throats of an animal and putting their flesh through your mouth hole? Like at the end of the day, you're committing a sexual act to one to get pleasure, a tingly sensation through your mouth hole, and the other you're committing a sexual act to get a tingly sensation in your brain through some form of sexual penetration.
Yeah.
I'm not in favor of any of them, to be clear. I think both of them are incredibly fucked up, and nobody should be doing any of it. But the sheer fact about it is most people, as you said, are against the idea of sex with animals. Yet we commit so many sexual acts to animals in animal agriculture that is just insane that people that still support it. Because that alone should tell you that you should not consume animal products.
So, do you think that it would be wrong for a person to have sex with a dead animal that they find like dead in
Yeah.
like roadkill or something?
Yeah,
That's wrong.
I think
Why is
that
that wrong?
because I think that my body belongs to me even after I die. It's my body.
Really? Why is
Yeah.
that? Why is that?
Because it's
Do
my
we-
body. What do you mean? I believe in body autonomy. It's my body. If it belongs to me because I lived in it, I personally, my subjective experience, the subject that is me is in this body. So even if this subject goes away, it does not mean that this body all of a sudden no longer belongs to me. It just means that I still had the will for this body. And if my will is not represented even after I die, then that's not respectful towards me as an individual. So it's the same for an animal.
Really? So you even though you're gone, like you still, in
Well-
what sense do you still exist?
Well, after you die, would it be okay for somebody to use your body however they want to?
No.
There you go. Why not? You die. You're
But
no
we have
longer
different
there.
worldviews. You're an atheist. I'm not.
So, well, perfect, because if you're not an atheist, it's even more important that you should have no problem. Because if you believe in an existence of a soul, after you die, your soul is no longer in your body, so everybody should be allowed to do whatever they want to your body then, correct? Because it's no longer, your soul is no longer there. So, why not?
Well, the soul is just the substantial form of the body. But also, I'm Christian, so I believe in a bodily resurrection. I also believe in your intrinsic virtues, like that you probably ought not do something that's so disordered. Like in the same way, having a sex with an animal, it's wrong because of the nature of sex. Because
No,
sex is
it's wrong
supposed to be between
because they
human
didn't.
beings.
No, it's wrong because they did not consent and they cannot consent. Because even between human beings, the sex that is wrong is amongst the humans who cannot consent, like children. The reason why it's wrong to have sex with children is because children cannot give informed consent. That's why it's wrong to have sex with children. It's not because that's some form of order or disorder or they're some special beings.
I mean, that's just reductive. Like I agree that, we ought to have consent when we have sex because of its unitive nature, but it's
Informed
part of
consent.
the nature that makes it wrong.
No.
And I think
Nature does not
like
say appealing to nature is a logical fallacy, and saying that something is right or wrong because of the nature of its thing or using nature to describe something, it's just an appeal to nature. It's a logical fallacy. Not everything that happens in nature is right. Not everything that nature has is right, and not everything that nature has is wrong.
Yeah. But I mean, things in nature tend to have certain ends that are observable through reason and through
Well, there's rape
experience.
happening in nature. Is rape moral because rape happens
Yeah,
in nature?
no.
So doesn't matter.
Yeah, just because something happens in nature doesn't mean that it's in our ends as human beings to do every evil
Well,
that
come on.
exists in nature.
Violence is in our nature as human beings. It's pretty clear, right? Violence is very much in our nature. That's why we still do wars. That's why when people are jealous, they do weird shit, because it's our nature. Our emotions drive us in that direction. But the thing that you claim, the rational side, it's not something that's of our, like all the things that are part of our rational side, every single thing you learn, logic, critical thinking, all of it is not of nature. It's the most artificial thing ever. And we use that to guide our decisions. We use that to guide our morals. So when we're saying, well, I'm going to pick this part of my morals and I'm going to use nature to justify it, but everything else I'm going to use rationality and logic to justify the rest of my morals, then you're just picking and choosing. You're cherry picking the argument. It's not going anywhere. You really want it is, because you yet again have failed to provide the difference between human beings and animals that justifies the difference in treatment. We even for dogs you could not provide a difference. You yet again seem to think that it's wrong to have sex with animals, but it's okay to kill them. And yet if you were in their shoes, you would rather somebody has sex with you than kill you. How is that logical? Like, you see, you just when you're the position of the person committing the action, you have a different view than if you were in the position of the victim. That's not morality, that's moral inconsistency.
You just straw man like 4 of my positions in a row. That's crazy.
My intent was not to straw man. I simply drew conclusions from what you just said. I drew the conclusions
I
from
think
what
you
you
just don't
said.
understand. I think you just don't understand teleology. Like, you just don't understand the worldview.
Purpose?
I think that's like fundamentally where
I
you're
understand
wrong.
the one thing about purpose, and that is subjective. It's as simple as that. To you, a dog, you said it's a companion. To somebody else, a dog is not a companion but food. And to somebody else, a dog is an individual. There you go. 3 different purposes to the same individual. How should I decide whether to kill this individual or not if I'm learning about morality? There's three of you in front of me. One is telling me that a dog is food. One is telling me that a dog is a companion, and one is telling me that a dog is an individual. Who should I listen to? I'm a person who doesn't know whether killing dogs for food is right or wrong.
Yeah, so as I said, first of all, in principle, like, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with eating a dog, but society has found that dogs can help us fulfill a higher nature, and that of companionship and these other virtues, right? And I would
Well,
say when you're talking about morality,
that's exactly what the other
your
person
issue,
would say. You're
I'm saying,
you're just a person advocating for dogs being companionships. But what I'm asking you is, why should I listen to you? Because the person making an argument for dogs being food is making a pretty valid argument. Why should I listen to you? They're all of you just simply decide externally what the purpose of an individual is without even consulting that individual, without caring what that individual wants to be. You're just saying, this is the purpose of that individual, therefore that's what you should do to them.
so when we talk about virtue ethics, we're not generally just looking at we're looking inward, right? We're saying, like, what is virtuous for us? And I think I have an argument for why we ought to not eat animals and why we ought to use them in different ways as companions. And to say, oh, this guy disagrees, that means you're wrong. I think that's just silly. Like, if that's true, if just because someone disagrees that they're wrong, then I disagree with you about veganism. So are you just wrong about veganism?
But that's the thing about it. I never asked you. I asked you a simple question. I'm a person who doesn't know
Mm-hmm.
morality. I don't know what's right and what's wrong. I don't know what the purpose of these animals are. And there's a dog in front of me. Part of me says I want to eat them. Part of me says I want to pet them. But you know, there's two people in front of me, not even three. There's two people in front of me. One of you right now, is saying that the purpose of a dog is to be a companionship, and you're making a case for it. And the other person is telling me that the purpose of a dog is to be food, and they're making a good case out of it. How do I pick one?
I mean, you just have to, it's phenomenological, right? You have to look inward. You have to say, well, what do I think fulfills the higher part of my nature?
But I
Using
don't
this
know.
dog as
I don't know.
sustenance?
Both of them make good
Okay.
logical sense, and I
Well,
can benefit from
morality is
both.
difficult, bro. You got to make decisions and you got to think about things. That's just how it
Sure,
works.
but equally, I can benefit equally from both situations.
I don't think so. I disagree. I think you get much more out of having a companion out of a dog. Dogs are docile.
Well, no, let me tell you this.
Dogs are good protectors.
Yeah, but you see, I don't need protection, and there's a dog and a chicken. Let me change the hypothetical so that you see what I mean. If there's a dog and a chicken, you would say a chicken is food and a dog is a companion. The other person would say the chicken is a companion and the dog is food. And it seems to me more logical what the other person is saying, because I can get more calories from the dog than I would from the chicken. So therefore, it makes more sense for me for the other one. So why wouldn't I pick the other one? It seems like the more rational choice.
I mean, you're allowed to make that argument. I just think you're probably wrong.
Why am I wrong?
Because I think that the companionship we get out of dogs is going to be superior from any other animal. Like, think about it. In society, right? We have had dogs as companions for like centuries, and we've had chickens as food for millennia.
That's
I don't
an
think
appeal
this
to
is like
tradition.
arbitrary. This has to do with
That's an appeal to
the
tradition.
fulfillment. Yeah,
That's a
but
logical
this
fallacy.
tradition is because you think like dogs arbitrarily are companions. Like we just chose one animal and we're like, oh, these
I
guys will
never
be our
claimed
friends.
that.
This
That's
animal.
straw manning. That's straw manning my argument. I never said that. No.
Okay, what's your argument?
My argument is, as I said, right now in front of me, it seems more logical that I should kill and eat a dog and then have the chicken as a pet, because I could get companionship. Sorry, I'm getting some members here. I could get companionship from a chicken and get more calories from a dog. So if I get companionship from both, I get enjoyment as a pet from both, then it seems to me only logical that I would choose the one where I get more calories. Correct?
Yeah, and as I said, in principle, like you're allowed to make that argument. I'm going to disagree with you, but that's fine. Like
Prove me
you're
wrong.
allowed to make that argument. I
Prove
think
me
you're
wrong.
wrong, but I
Prove me
mean, we're
wrong.
just going in circles at this point. We should
But that's the
probably
whole thing. And that's the whole
move
thing
on.
about teleology, you see? Because when it comes to teleology, when it comes to purpose, you get to the exact same point. It's subjective. That's all I've been trying to tell you. It's subjective. And you can't choose whether somebody is exploited and slaughtered for you simply because you were taught to see them that way. Because while you're saying that we've been doing this for centuries, is exactly the argument of why that exactly proves the point that you have just been taught to think this way. You never actually you don't have a logic behind it, because when you compare dogs to chickens, you would get way more from eating dogs and petting chickens than the other way around. You would get way more. And yet you choose the irrational way. Why do you choose the irrational way? Because somebody taught you that. Because somebody said you get more companionship from one than another. That's just it. It's just a irrational subjective thing. Nothing of substance there.
Have you ever eaten a dog?
The sad part about it is that hundreds of thousands of sentient beings who have emotions just like dogs do, are put into slaughterhouses specifically for you, simply because you really want it to be that way. That's the sad part about it. I'm not the one losing. You're not the one losing. It's the animals that are losing.
Yeah, I think it's a little silly that you like believe in subjective morality, and then you say teleology is like so silly and subjective and everything like that. Like in your worldview, it's all subjective. So
I don't think you
how can
understand
I
what
even...
morality being subjective means, because subjective morality does not mean that I think that if I think rape is moral, then rape is moral. Subjective morality means that we start on the basis the axioms are subjective. The axioms are subjective. And by the way, I'm more on the line that axioms are generally intersubjective, but whatever. Let's just say that the axioms are subjective. Everything else that derives from it has to be independent of subject applied. Morality has to be applied independent of the subject. Number one, and because if you're saying that some subjects morals is this way and another subject's morals is another way, then you're committing a logical fallacy. It's called special pleading. So you have to be logically consistent and universally applied. And if you apply that moral rules logically consistent and universally, then you have a moral system that's worth something. If not, then you have logical inconsistencies, and it just means nothing. It just means you're, again, all over the place. You can justify anything. Literally anything. When you're being inconsistent, you can end up justifying absolutely anything. Because as you see, dogs, like from your point of view, teleology, can easily justify slavery. Easily, right? If you see a human being who's of a different skin color, you could say that their purpose is to be slaves. And that's what, if you've been taught that for thousands of years, as it was the case for a while, then nobody could say, well, that's not true. There's no logic behind it. There's just somebody said it for a long time.
Yeah, I don't think that anybody is made to be a slave. Like, I think we're all created in the image of God. We have a certain intrinsic dignity
Except for
as
women.
the kind of being that we are.
Except for women. Women were not created in the image of God, right? They were taken from Adam's ribs, so they should be inferior, correct?
I don't think that it's like that. I think it's all mankind. So I do think it includes women who are also created in the image of God.
No, okay. So you're not consistent even in your faith. Okay, that's okay.
Really? Is that okay? Are you God? Is that like you decide what the Bible means?
Well, there's just as much proof of me being God as there is for there being another God. Yeah.
I disagree.
What do you mean? I wrote a document 5 years ago saying that I am God. I buried it in a location somewhere on the ground. 1,000 years from now, people will bring up that document and say, holy shit, this guy was a god. There you go.
Yeah, but you're like just a person, you know. You were born. There was a time when you were not, but God has always existed.
Well,
like you're just a different kind of being than God.
No, because in that document I clearly specify that I always existed and always will.
Yeah, but you know, Aristotle never read the Bible and he believed in God.
Yeah, I mean, Aristotle also believed in slavery. It's not necessarily that he believed women were inferior. It doesn't mean that whatever Aristotle believed was okay. Means nothing.
Yeah, but you see how your whole argument was, the existence of God is based on this document that I could bury in the ground, but it's just not. That's simply not the case.
Oh yeah, can you prove to me that there is a God?
Yeah, sure.
Without using the Bible.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, so are you familiar with like Aquinas's 5 ways?
No, please describe to me.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll go through the first one. So it's called the argument from motion. And motion in the Aristotelian sense means change. So like if you would say a thing moves from point A to point B, that could be local motion. For a thing to change color, that's like a kind of motion. I guess I could just say change.
Yeah, so it's the same thing as what you're trying to lead to is that God was the first person to move something.
No, that's actually not the.
Well, that's the argument from that. Well, I just Googled it as you were saying it, and that's the argument.
It's not. You just don't understand it, right?
Wait, are you saying
Aquinas' argument, is it not?
Say it again.
That is Aquinas' argument, like the axiom of first movers, yeah.
Yeah, that's the argument from motion. Is the first mover.
Aquinas was very, 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 very famously disagreed with Saint Bonaventure that you could prove that God or that the universe had a beginning. Aristotle did not believe that the universe had a beginning. He believed it was eternal. But Aquinas' first way, it has to do with motion right now. So what he does, he says, okay, like there are things that change, right? There are things that are actual, and these potentialities become actualized, right? And any potentiality that is actualized by an actuality. So like anything that's moved is moved by another, right? And so what he talks about is and he says there can be no infinite regress. So the infinite regress you're talking about is in an essentially ordered series. So like what you're talking about, like the beginning of the universe, for example, that could be like an accidentally ordered series. So like if I have I have a dad, my dad has a dad, he has a dad, etc. This could in principle go on forever. Like there's no reason, like if my dad dies, that I could not have a son, right? So that's what we would call accidentally ordered. But then there
So
are
you
also kinds of series that are called essentially ordered. So like the example Aquinas uses is you have a hand pushing a stick, pushing a rock,
Okay, but both are
right? And if
possible.
you look
All
at the
of them
rock,
are possible, correct? All of them are possible. It's possible that we accidentally became here, and it's possible that somebody intentionally put us here, correct?
I'm talking about kinds of causal series. So
Sure.
in an
But
essentially ordered causal
you
series,
just described that there's two causal series and both are possible and probable, correct?
what? I'm making a distinction between things. That's what you're like totally missing the point.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
It's pretty
let me just
simple.
finish with
It's
my
pretty
example.
simple.
Let me
No, it's
finish.
pretty simple because first of all,
Oh my
the
goodness,
argument
bro.
from motion, is, as Google described it from Thomas Aquinas, the argument from motion is, or the first mover argument, it's literally called also the first mover argument, is a
The first mover,
philosophical
yeah.
or theological argument for the existence of God. Most famously articulated by this, the argument posits that everything in motion is moved by something else, which in turn be moved by another, creating a chain of motion. However, this chain cannot go back infinitely, so there must be a first unmoved mover to start the entire chain of motion. The first mover is
Yeah.
identified as God. Is this not what I stopped you in the middle of saying all that and said, is this what your argument is?
See, that argument, yeah, that is the form of the argument. But you're misunderstanding if you're saying that it's about the beginning of the universe. He's talking about motion right now. So as I was, let me finish my example. When you have a hand pushing a stick, pushing a rock, you look at the rock, you say, okay, what's pushing it? Well, it's the stick. What's pushing the stick? Well, it's the hand. Now suppose you like fashion 10
I'm
sticks
sorry.
onto
I'm
that
not
first stick.
interested in this anymore. I'm not interested. I'm sorry. I'm not. I want to speak
Okay,
about
bro.
veganism. I'm not interested in this. It's clear. Like it seems disingenuous to me. Even if all that stuff, like you have no proof that any of it is in the way that you say that it is. So
Well, I do think God is
no.
demonstrable.
Your whole no. It's not. Your whole point of view, by the way, is that there might be a first creator of it, right? The first person to set things in motion, and that whole thing is the reason why
Oh.
I'm saying that. That's first of all. That's not necessarily true. The universe may not have existed outside of space and time when outside of time didn't exist. We don't know what happened before. And even if there was a quote unquote first mover, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are a god. That can just be an incident that moved the first thing. So it doesn't really matter. But I'm not interested in debating God. I fail to see how, even because I believe you don't just believe in God, you believe in an all-compassionate God. You don't just believe in a creator. You believe in an all-compassionate, all-knowing, benevolent God. So when you're saying that when you're using an all-compassionate God to justify exploitation, abuse, and slaughter, is when I have a problem with it. You can believe whatever the fuck you want. You can believe that. I don't care. You can believe like there's so like pastafarianism. You can believe that we're all created by pasta. I don't care. At the end of the day, when you use that justification to oppress others, it's when your belief system starts being an issue. So when you're using your religion, because that's what you've been using throughout this whole conversation, by using either soul or human essence or whatever bullshit you said, to justify the oppression of other animals, that's wrong. It's just wrong. Because they don't like that's how we ended up again with all the other atrocities committed in our history by somebody using some form of religion or some of argument that was highly illogical and not consistent with any values to justify their oppression of others. So yeah, that's it. Do you believe in an all compassionate God?
Yeah, bro. Okay, first of all, you brought up God, and then you just completely strawman
Sure.
misunderstood the entire
Sure. Do
argument
you
and
believe
just
in
went
an
on
all
this crazy
compassionate
rant.
God? Do you believe in an all
I believe
compassionate
God is all
God?
good, yeah, and all loving.
Okay, so do you believe an all loving, all good God would rather you exploit and slaughter animals instead of not?
I believe God created a natural order where lower,
So
uh,
an all good
lower
God can
beings
create so an
serve
all
higher
good
ones.
God can create beings who feel pain and have emotions and can create beings who
Mhm.
don't feel pain and have emotions. And all of a sudden your all good God created both with the possibility so that you can inflict pain on one of them, right? You believe that these animals were created by an all compassionate God only so that you can inflict pain on them. What kind of compassionate person would do that? Why would they give them the capability to feel pain? Why would they just not create them non-sentient from the first place? If that they're all compassionate and all knowing.
Yeah, I mean, as I was like demonstrated, there is rational evidence for God, and you're bringing up this like problem of evil, basically. Why do things suffer? And the reason is because God, who is all good, has a good reason to permit
Oh,
suffering to
okay,
exist.
okay. Why is there? Why is? Why is there? Okay, never mind. I'm not interested, man. Like this is just
Wait,
it's just ad hoc.
what's God's good reason? Wait, what's God's good
He
reason to
doesn't
create children
know.
with AIDS? What is the good reason for
I mean,
that?
I don't
I'd
have to
love
know
to hear
every.
it.
I'll be
Okay,
right back,
I don't
Joe.
have to
Can you
know
have this
every.
conversation?
Yeah. Just give me the really good reason for like why God like creates child rape. What's the good reason for that?
I don't think child rape is good. I don't think evil
What's the
is
good
good.
reason he allows that? What's the good reason he created that?
I mean,
You
I don't
said
have
he
to
has a good
know
reason to create
exactly why.
suffering. You don't
What?
know why, but then you follow it? What?
What do you mean I follow it? I follow evil? I don't follow evil.
You said that
Like I
God
can
has
look.
a
I
good
rationally
reason
understand
to.
God exists, and I also understand evil exists. Therefore, there must be a good reason for that evil to exist. That's really all there is to it.
Wait, what's the rational reason that God exists? Can you put in a syllogism if
Well,
it's irrational?
what?
Like propositional logic syllogism. Can you give me the
Yeah,
rational
yeah. Oh,
argument?
I was
Yeah.
going over Aquinas's argument from motion, but Chip didn't want to. He interrupted me and
Oh, can you
strawmanned
paste it
my
in chat?
argument.
I need to like read it as like a logical syllogism to understand it.
It's okay. I mean, it might be helpful if I explain it because everyone in this chat seemed to misunderstand it.
Let's just move on.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I would probably misunderstand it too because I just need to see it like logically put out. You said it was
Yeah,
rational. Rational means it's logically put out there. So can you just like write it out, like
yeah.
premise
Let me
one,
find
premise
a.
two, conclusion, that sort of thing?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess since Chip is gone, I could continue to
No, I'm here, and
explain.
I'd rather not. I'm like the problem with religion
All
is
right.
that I got to the same point. Like I don't like the fact that you were disingenuous with the argument when I literally said it's about the first mover. You said no, it's not, and it was about that. So I did not
Dude,
like that,
oh
and I
my
did not want to
goodness.
have a conversation with somebody
I'm
just who
not
just
being,
wants to
dude,
preach. I'm not interested
I'm
in
not being
religious preach.
disingenuous. You just are not understanding what it means to be the first mover. And
Dude, the
I
fact
can
that I
try to
can come
explain
up
to
with
you.
the fact that I can come up with a more compassionate world like really easily than God,
Yeah,
just like, bruh.
yeah. If God is all
Why did he
All right.
compassionate,
create yeah, if God is
how
all
can I?
compassionate, why did he create our selected species? Like what was the
Yeah,
point of that? And they all suffer. What the fuck was the point of that? I could just like make them all non-sentient. There, I'm better than
exactly.
God, more compassionate. It's like what the fuck? The fact that like
Um,
I'm just like some average fucking idiot and I can be more compassionate than God, like what the fuck, bro?
That's the whole point.
yeah, I think you're making a lot of presuppositions that are probably unfounded. If you'd like to talk, I can explain the argument to you in a different
What
chat,
did
but
I
I
make
think
that
Chip
was
is just
wait,
gonna
what did I
interrupt.
make that was unfounded? What presupposition did I make that was unfounded?
Just that there can be no good reason for evil to exist. I think that's just
Wait,
wrong.
I was just saying that I could create a possible world that's more compassionate than the one that God created by not making our selected species, making them all case selected. that would be more compassionate. The fact that he didn't do that just shows that like he's not all loving. It's fucked up.
How so?
Well, the one possible world has a lot less suffering than the other, a lot less needless suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think when God creates that he's just doing like some mathematical calculation, or else we would have like infinite people or something like that, you know? Like when God like chooses to create um
Here's another
like
easy
he
one. Just
created
make no carnivores. Make all the animals herbivores. Then you
Yeah.
have no animals ripping each other apart.
Yeah.
So easy.
And
Look,
give
I'm more
them
compassionate than God.
and give them an inner limit. Just say no more than 100 members of this species, no more 1,000 members of this species. Just you can literally, like, that's the most simplistic way you can do it. And yet again, we're all idiots compared to the all-knowing God. So why wouldn't God do something better then?
Jib, I have a really good idea to make a compassionate world. I'm gonna make this creature. It's called a sea turtle, and like 99% of them get ripped apart alive on the day they're born. Isn't that so compassionate?
Hell yeah, that's compassionate.
That's such a compassionate thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the only compassionate thing.
And the fact that I don't know what the good reason is, and that there is a God, just means there has to be a good reason. I don't know what it is, but it's out there somewhere. Meanwhile, I'm gonna keep eating bacon.
Which means gassing pigs to death. Sending them in gas chambers.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm going to go pay the butcher to gas pigs to death for my taste bud yum yums. Because God, though, or some fucking shit. Bruh.
Yeah, like literally, I fail to see how a compassionate individual would ever tell you, no, please, kill these beings. I made them with the capacity to feel pain, but you should inflict that pain on them. It's just illogical. And I wouldn't think you think your God is logical. So let's just move on.
Well,
okay?
he said it was rational and logical. I'm waiting for the syllogism.
Sure.
He said
But
it was
Dude,
like you can
we could join a
logically
different chat.
prove
Let's join a
God.
different chat. Let's join a different chat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're just waiting for the justification for why you gas pigs to death for taste
Yeah,
pleasure.
what's the justification for gassing pigs to death for taste pleasure?
Okay, are we talking about God, or are we gonna go
You.
back to the other argument where I
No,
said that
how is
animals
it
serve a higher
justified?
end?
How is it justified for you to gas pigs to death for taste pleasure?
I mean, it's not just for pleasure, like it fulfills a need in our, nature.
Which
Um,
need is that?
Food,
I have food,
survival.
and I don't gas pigs to death, and I survive. And I don't gas pigs
Hmm.
to death. So
Yeah.
how am I
I
surviving?
would say that that's a supererogatory virtue. Like you can do that, but you don't need to abstain from meat.
It's super erogatory. Super erogatory.
Yeah, what you said.
So you think it's just a moral good to avoid gassing pigs to death, not a moral obligation? That's what you're
Um,
saying?
I, I, I mean, it could be good insofar as like you are doing so out of just out of like genuine love. Like for example, Saint Francis of Assisi, he like famously was vegetarian just out of, care for animals. But if you do so out of just a disregard for the natural order, then I would say that's not good.
Oh
Wait,
God.
do you think the natural order is breeding pigs into existence and throwing them into gas chambers?
I mean, I would say the natural order is that animals exist in part for the flourishing of humans, in the same way plants exist in part for the flourishing of animals, and water exists in part for the flourishing of plants.
So it's justified to gas pigs to death for an unnecessary product because it's their purpose to help me flourish.
I mean, part of what it means to be um, like a plant is to feed animals, right? That's like just part of what it means to be that kind of being, and it is part of the larger um, natural order.
The natural order is
Yeah.
to breed pigs into existence that would otherwise not exist, keep them in cages, rip their teeth out, rip off their balls without anesthetic, and then throw them into gas chambers. That's the natural order. Got it. Okay.
Now that's a false equivalency. You're making an argument about
Wait, how is that a false
maybe
equivalency? How is
factory
that a false equivalency?
because you're making an argument about maybe factory farming. And I'm just saying
Oh
Do
no,
eating
you?
animals
Well,
in
oh,
general.
sorry, I
no.
didn't listen to the earlier conversation. Do you avoid factory farmed meat?
Not really.
Oh, so it isn't a
Um,
false equivalency.
Oh my
Oh,
god, so funny.
I'm gonna use a logical fallacy term to sound smart, but I'm actually still buying my factory farmed yum yums, bruh.
Oh my god.
So
yeah,
didn't your
I
didn't your
think
god
I think there is
didn't your
a
god
decent
didn't your
argument
god
against
didn't
factory
didn't your
farming, but
god say didn't your god say be kind to animals?
um, yeah, I mean we ought to be kind to animals.
Yeah. So do you think it's kind to put animals into a gas chamber? Actually, or do you think it's even kind to take their lives when you don't have to?
Yeah, as I said, I think it is a moral good for us to fulfill our nature to rationally eat animals in a way that is not gratuitously evil. So,
That's
like,
not
if
what
you
I
say like
asked.
we ought to just make animals suffer or something like that, then in some sense I'm thinking,
No, but
well, we
that's not what I
probably ought
asked.
not.
But
So
that's
go
not what I
ahead.
asked. You just like you went on this like tangent.
I don't think
What do you,
there's
okay,
I think the
repeat the
whole point,
question.
so what you were asked is if God said you should be kind to animals, do you think it's kind to kill animals when you don't need to?
I mean, what do you think it means to like be kind?
Definitely not kill them when you don't need to. Do you think it's kind if I walk around with a knife and just stab random animals in the throat because I somehow might benefit from it?
No, and you see how I am like making this distinction that we should not go around and just gratuitously kill animals just for some
But
like
that's what you
sadistic
do.
pleasure.
But
If
that's
we
what you
kill
do.
animals out of,
You do it out of
You're
what?
just doing
you
it
think
for
I like
some
in,
sensory pleasure, though. You're just
Yeah.
doing it for some sensory pleasure.
Yeah,
You
let's
don't
make it
have to
really
do it.
simple. You have two choices. You could be vegan or non-vegan. Why are you
Mm.
non-vegan when you can be vegan? It must be taste pleasure, right? You're just doing it because it tastes good?
uh, I wouldn't necessarily just say that. I'd say it as like okay, that's what the whole point I was making earlier. As part of the natural order, the like plants fulfill a certain nature above them, right? So
Oh
like
god.
animals eat plants to sustain themselves.
Jesus.
So in the same way, like
Why do you buy
herbivores
no
exist in
no
or
so you're going to a super, like the question is simple. You're going to the supermarket. In front of you there's a product that exploited and slaughtered an animal, and on your right side is
Mhm.
that product, and on your left side is a product that did not exploit and slaughter an animal. Both of them provide you with nutrition and taste. Why do you choose the
Mhm.
one that exploits and slaughters animals?
Yeah, I guess I like it more. It is
Yeah.
very nutritious and good for you.
How is it compassionate to choose to kill animals because you like it more? How is it more compassionate? How is it
Didn't
not
God
not
say
even
to be
more? How
kind?
is it even a little bit compassionate to make that choice?
like I don't think we should be compassionate to animals as if they were persons.
Just say you
Like
should not be
we have to treat
compassionate to
animals as
animals.
animals.
So you just said your God said you should be compassionate to animals, and now you're saying you should not be compassionate to animals.
I mean, if what you mean by compassion is to treat them as persons, is to treat them as people, then
I'm
No,
saying
just
not
treat
kill
them.
them. I'm saying not
Yeah,
put a knife to their throat. I'm not saying treat them like a person. I'm just saying not put a knife to their throat.
yeah, like the most simple thing. Like I have a dog in my house. Would it be
Mhm.
compassionate to just stab my dog in the face?
um, I mean, it would be wrong. It wouldn't the compassion like it would be kind of a gratuitous evil. But if you're like starving and like you needed the dog to survive,
I'm not starving, and neither are you.
or
You can choose vegan food.
yeah, but you see how like the distinction is
What's the distinction? One's a dog, one's a pig. One's getting gassed to death, one's getting stabbed to death.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean we had this conversation earlier. Dogs fulfill a different nature. They
Yeah.
are
There you go.
friends and
I'm gonna
yeah.
fly
Yeah.
to China. I'm gonna fly to China and fulfill the nature of my dogs. There.
No, it does, Joe.
Yeah,
The
I
whole
mean,
point of it is this. This is the whole thing. His whole logic, his whole moral system is, if I say that that's the purpose of an animal, then that means it's okay for me to treat that animal that way. So in other words, if I say that the purpose of an animal is for me to kill them, then it's okay for me to kill them. If I say that the purpose of this animal is for me to, I don't know, sexualize them, because you seem to have a problem with that, but if somebody tells you that that's their purpose, you'll be hell. Well, if that's their
Wait, you have a
purpose, then
problem? Wait, you have a problem with raping animals, but you're okay with
do,
gassing them?
do you think it's
What?
worse to eat an animal or to have sex with it?
I think it's worse to eat them because you gas them to death. If you have sex with them, at least they get away at the
Mm,
end.
exactly what I said. I'd rather be raped than killed.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd rather be raped than
that's
killed. At least I'll
interesting.
have trauma and I'll have to have therapy and like antipsychotic meds
Hmm.
and shit, but at least I'll be alive. I won't be stabbed to
Yeah.
death.
Sean, I have a question. Since you care so much about humans and humans, why would you support a system that creates more violent crime, drug addicts, alcoholics, when you can choose not to support something that does that?
What do you mean? In
Because
what
that's
way am
what
I supporting?
slaughterhouses do, right?
They support drug abuse?
Yeah.
Yeah, so workers often turn to drugs, alcohol, and violent crime rates, including sexual assault. Since you're so against sexual assault, these are increased in communities surrounding slaughterhouses. So, why would you
Interesting.
support a system that does that?
I don't think I would support that sort of system.
You just
I
said you
think you
Um,
buy
do if
from
you buy
factory
meat.
farms. Yeah, and everything.
You just said you
yeah,
buy from this, so you support them.
yeah. I mean, I guess I'm not prepared to defend factory farming. Um,
So why support it?
I could see a good argument for maybe why we ought to not support factory farming.
Oh, and if I show
It,
you, wait, so if I showed you a study that showed that the animal welfare index is the same in a factory farm versus a small farm, then would you agree that it's wrong to farm in the first place? Since you said if factory farming is wrong because of what they do to animals, and then I show you a study that animals are just as good in a factory farm as they are in a small farm, does that not inherently imply that small farms are also bad?
Yeah, small
Um,
farms often treat their animals pretty horribly. They don't give them vaccines. They don't give them antibiotics because they can't
Yeah,
afford them.
yeah.
They're on a shoestring budget, and they generally castrate all their animals without any anesthetics because they're like super poor. You can actually find videos online of small farmers. They just tie rubber bands around the balls of all their animals, and they painfully fall off over 2 weeks. It's like awful
hmm.
shit. Yeah, like
Yeah,
small farms are just like just as bad, if not worse.
and in fact, when I used to be an ex-agricultural inspector, the cases that would come on our desk were definitely from these small local farms where people did horrific things to animals. Usually, the larger factory farms they have a little bit more monitoring, but most local farms will be policing themselves, and yeah, a lot of gratuitous stuff happens there.
Yeah, it'd be kind of
Yeah.
like similar to like a big construction company. They have all the OSHA regulations and everything, and they have a lot of monitoring versus like a mom and pop construction joint. You see those guys on the roofs, like building roofs. They have no tie off, they have no protection. They're not even wearing eye protection. And then they're like grinding concrete and they're not wearing face masks or eye protection, and all that
Eh,
silica dust is going down their lungs. But if you're like on a big construction site, you have to wear all the proper PPE and everything. Same thing with farming industry. All the small farms are just going to be abysmal for like the workers' rights, the safety of the workers, and then also for the animals.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, there are like five things that you guys brought up to respond to. I guess the first thing is that the 40-year-old vegan brought up was that factory farming could be bad for people, for like the people involved in it. So that's why I'd say, well, I'm not like 100% prepared to defend that. But at the same extent, it's like well, like lumbering, that's like really, really dangerous. And yet, it's something that we do anyways, and I wouldn't
Do you
consider
have the
that to be
choice?
wrong.
Do you have the choice between lumbering and not lumbering?
No, not really. You
There you
pretty
go.
much need wood.
If you had the
Um,
choice, would you choose the one that chooses to treat the humans better?
Yeah, like in that case, I would recommend buying a used house, which is what I did. I actually thought about that kind of thing when I bought my house. You could buy like new builds or used houses, and I wanted to use fewer materials, so I bought a used house. It was from 1929, actually.
So why do you have a dog?
What do you mean? I have a rescue dog from a pound. They would have been euthanized otherwise, so I feed them vegan food and give them a good life.
Do you think it's wrong for person to like own a dog?
Not necessarily. I think it's
Like, are you
conditionally
respecting
wrong
their
if I think it's
choices
conditional.
or
I think it's conditionally wrong to own dogs if they come from breeders that breed dogs into existence. But if you get a dog from a pound, or what are they called, like a rescue operation, where they will
Mhm.
otherwise be euthanized, or otherwise be rescued by a non-vegan who will feed them non-vegan food, I think the better choice is to rescue a dog and feed them vegan food, and then give them a good
Yeah, and
life.
it sounds like.
Yeah, sorry everyone. I think I'm done with this. It's cold in my house, and I gotta go make some food also. So I think I don't even know how long have we been live, and this conversation was too long and not going anywhere anyway. So yeah, I'll just answer some questions in the chat now, and then I'll probably go. I really want to say thank you to a lot of people who have donated so many. Oh my God, so many donations. Thank you so much, everyone. Kung Pao Chicken. Oh, that name. Being vegan doesn't make you lose nutrients. It does not. You're right. You just have to plan more. Animal products is super convenient protein. Nutrients, vegan diet equals healthier in many ways, but requires strategy. Completely agree with you. That's very well put. Most of the studies do show better health outcomes if you're on a plant-based diet, but indeed you do have to strategize. You do have to plan it. But the reality is any form of diet that you're going to be adopting will require some form of planning ahead, right? Some form of, because otherwise you're just going to, like if you're just going to be eating how you feel, you might end up eating fast food. You might end up eating ultra processed food that's high in salt and saturated fat, and it's not going to end up well for any of you. So yeah, whatever situation you're in, you're better off in a situation where you're planning your meals. So yeah. Ideal panel: a nutrition scientist, nice; a dietitian, nice; a philosopher, ethicist, yeah; an environmental scientist, a food scientist, an evolutionary biologist, and a sports nutrition expert covering health, ethics, sustainability, evolution, and performance. That's such a good idea, Kung Pao Chicken. But the reality is, the other way around. Actually, wait 1 second. Somebody texted me. Yeah, so the reality is the other way around. It's sorry, a person from the stream just contacted me from the discussion there that we were having, and I wanted to make sure that I need to go back on it. Yeah, so the reality of this is that most of the activists have to be kind of a jack of all trades of all these people, like a nutrition scientist, a dietitian, an evolutionary biologist, a sport nutrition expert, right? We kind of have to be all of this. Sadly, we just have to do all of them. Otherwise, like we have to debate all of this stuff. We have to debate religion, more philosophy. Like you see, all these things we have to debate make no sense, because at the end of the day, your choice is always between exploiting an innocent animal or not. It's so insane that we have to know so much and defend so much. The premise of the question and debate is disingenuous because there are too many people on the planet to feed and clothe without animal products. Well, that's actually, first of all, thank you for the donation, Keller. But that's actually totally 100% false. If we were all to adopt a plant-based diet and we would all not exploit animals, we could have more land free, less water use, and more products in the process. So we could feed more people, clothe more people, all of it on the plant-based products. Because a lot of people generally forget the fact that on a plant-based diet, or when you're buying a plant-based product, you're just killing some plants, but when you're buying an animal product, you're killing a lot of plants that animal ate along with the animal. So, yeah, it's highly inefficient. Chip, can you really please move to the next person? I think I remember when you sent this, Sam, right? Thank you for sending this. It wasn't by choice. We were in a place, right? I was listening, but then I moved to a different room. I realized I could move to a different room, and we had better conversations. Kind of being fallacy, yeah. I mean, same person. I can't believe that we've been speaking to this person for so long. Thank you so much, Renee. It's all in the kind. Yeah, be kind to animals. That's a good one, Renee. It's gratuitous. I don't know how to read this word. Gratuitous evil. Either way, because you have no justification. If it's wrong because it's unnecessary in A, then it must also be wrong in B, because it's equally unnecessary. Correct. Exactly the point that I was trying to make with the dog. Yeah. Trying to ascend from being human while arguing with human via platform, which is probably killing more life just existing. Lol, the irony. Yeah, I don't think you understood the point. I appreciate the donation, but I don't think you understood the point. The point that we're trying to make is that when you're choosing to exploit and slaughter an innocent animal, you have an option, because that's what it is. It's a choice. Damn. It's almost like so much all of the sudden. Sorry. Lights. Let me also change the light over here, over there. Do we like this light, or should we pick a more... Let's see, let's pick a different light. I want to pick a nicer red light before I go. I don't really like this one that much. It's a little bit too bright. Kind of nicer, a little bit chiller. So everyone should just go by gut feeling in his point. Look inside of you. Such a great point, Rene. I mean, that's kind of how it feels like that you're saying. Bingo card is full. Oh my God, Rene. Congratulations for the bingo. Any religion that does not teach reverence for life as the primary value is garbage. Anti-vegan arguments are garbage. Mark J, 100% right, and also thank you for the donation. Renee again. Man, Renee, appreciate you, man, for donating. Really do. The God said so because I was told so. That's why God exists and cannot be doubted. Everyone I can imagine or mention in a book exists for sure. Guaranteed, because so many say so. Totally not caveman instinct. You guys know the meme of showing a Bible and saying, this proves God exists, and then showing a Spider-Man comic and saying, this proves Spider-Man exists, you know? That's kind of how it feels like. My God is Donald Duck. Unlike your God, he's mentioned in way more books. Oh, that's such a good one, Renee. Wow, very good, very good. And you can even meet him in Disney World. Oh my God, that's so good. Thank you so much for the donations. That's good. Yeah, let's end the poll also. Let's see it. So, the poll was, should we exploit dogs and cats for optional product? 50% of people said no, it's wrong. 28% of people said not sure what that means. Interesting. That's a good thing to know. A lot of people, maybe, you know, some of the people who said, yes, I suck. Oh my God, Roberta, thank you so much for the $10. I cannot highlight that, sadly, for the super stickers. I cannot highlight them. The plugin that I made is not working very well. Somebody said support local farmers. Yeah, of plants. Because when you're supporting local farmers of animals, you're harming the farmers and you're harming the animals in the process, as we've just explained in the right now. Christ is king, meat is good. Please explain to me the real deal, how Jesus would kill an animal. Explain to me in detail how Jesus would cut the throat of an animal, please. I'm a vegetarian but would like to be a vegan, but it's too difficult. Michael, have you considered trying Challenge 22? So Challenge 22, they literally just send you recipes every day. All you gotta do is subscribe, and they send you recipes, and they help you go vegan. Shouldn't be too difficult. I don't know where you live, but I was a vegetarian for a long time, and I found that, well, the easiest way for me to go vegan was to just replace all the products that I would normally buy with plant-based products, and then figure out recipes and stuff. So it's not really that difficult. You can do it. Meat good. Yes, meat good. Ooga booga, ooga booga, meat good. Oh, meat good, meat good. Therefore, cutting throat of animal good because meat good. Jesus, it's logic. Thank you for that. God killed an animal and clothed Adam and Eve. You don't know nothing. Whoa, wait a minute. So a compassionate individual, God, chose to cut the throat of an individual he created that feels pain and kill them when he could have just as easily created cotton or a cotton cloth. Wow, look at that. There's no contradiction there. All compassionate, just to be clear. There's no contradiction there. It's just a super contradiction. Oh, look at this. You have no idea how natural ecosystem sustains and replicates itself. Ecosystems replicate, okay. You have RCO friendly farming with minimal inputs without animals, specifically large ruminants. You can have, oh, I guess you meant eco-friendly farming with minimal inputs without animals. So, plant-based products? Larry, am I misrepresenting your argument? Are you trying to say that we can have plant-based farms? Is that it? Because, sure. Sorry if I'm misrepresenting your argument, but it just sounded like you're arguing that there is a way to farm animals that is good. There is no way to farm animals that is good. All of them exploit animals. Thank goodness Adam and Eve is just a parable and not literal. Well said. I was basically a carnivore until I was 25. Barely ate any veg. Then I became a vegan because I love animals. Fuck yeah, man. That's amazing. Doing this opened up a world of amazing food choices, all backed by genuine love for animals. Fuck yeah, the mighty oak. The mighty oak. Fuck yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. No, animals are key to the ecosystem. Well, wouldn't you know if that the animals we farm... Do you think farming is part of ecosystems, man? Like, I like all of these people who bring up ecosystems don't really understand that farming actually destroys ecosystems. It does the opposite of what they're claiming it does. All forms of farming involve destroying an ecosystem. You know that, right? Because farming means we control the ecosystem. It means we control everything that happens in there. Oliver asks, Chip, what else is interesting about you other than being vegan? I don't know. It can take some effort and bring strong people who are angry and anti-vegan if you're more of a shy person. It can take some effort and bring strong against people who are angry and anti-vegan if you're more of a shy person. Oh, so it can take strong people who are against veganism if you're more of a shy person. Yeah, there's people who like a lot of people. It's true. They have an ego thing, don't they? A lot of people have this idea of, oh, this person makes me feel inferior or something. So it's an ego-driven thing. Yeah. Vegans are complete hypocrites. Do as I tell you to do. Don't do as I do. What the fuck are you talking about, man? It's so funny, man. He's just anti-human. Farming doesn't destroy ecosystems. It literally is an ecosystem. Okay. Okay. Well, luckily I'm at home and I can bring up all of this data, huh? Instead of we just sitting around looking at this, you claiming farming doesn't destroy ecosystems. Well, look at that. I can just bring it up. Wait, give me 1 second because I have it all over here. Oh, here it is, the study. I can bring it up right now about you claiming that it does not destroy ecosystems. Well, I'll show you a comparison that farming leads to eutrophication. Give me 1 single second to share it. Maybe I need to add a screen here. I always have a bit of a weird thing. How do I do this? So give me 1 second. Oh no, not a browser, sorry. I added the wrong thing. Okay. I need to add a screen capture. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Let me make this a little bit smaller also so that you see it because I'm vertical. Okay, this is perfect. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I think you see this, right? I hope you're paying attention. Okay, vegans, vegetarians, fish eaters, and meat eaters in the UK show discrepant environmental impacts. Okay, so I'll just go directly to it. All environmental indicators show the positive association with amounts of animal-based foods consumed. Dietary impacts of vegans were 25% of high meat eaters. That means more than 100 grams total meat per day, which I'm assuming most people are doing. For greenhouse gas emissions, 25% for land use, 46% for water use, 27% for eutrophication, and 34% for biodiversity loss. So at least 30% differences were found between low and high meat eaters for most indicators. So there you go. You see, it's pretty simple to debug these arguments. Like, we have studies behind them. Like, you claiming that it does not destroy ecosystems. It does. It does. It does. If you were to choose a plant-based diet, you would be better off. It's as simple as that. Steven says, I know you saw my question. How would you even know if I saw your question? Let me see if I can find your question now. Oh, here it is. If hypothetically you and another sentient herbivorous animal only had enough vegetation for one of you to survive, who do you think should get it and why? You see, this is the thing about it, isn't it? All the time, they try to make it like their choice is between their life or an animal. Hey, I'm not want to kill. I don't want to die, brother. That's the only thing. Don't want to kill animals, but I don't want to die. That's the only thing. I don't want to die, and therefore it's okay for me to choose to exploit and slaughter them. That's how you always make it, isn't it? But that's such a ridiculous choice because that's never your choice. It's never your choice. Your choice is always between exploitation or not exploitation. It's as simple as that. Fun. It's insane. Choosing a plant-based diet or in the fields that those plants are grown, all the animals are slaughtered. That's a good thing? Well, I just showed you, and I can show you even more evidence if you want. Let me bring it up again so that you see it, that it's clear for you. Land use is 46%. That means at least double, you use at least double the land. At least double the land. The reason why we kill animals is to protect the crops. If we use double the land, it's because we have to grow a lot of crops to feed the animals. In fact, most of the crops we grow worldwide, for food specifically, are to feed the animals. So that means whenever you're eating an animal product, you're responsible not only for the exploitation of one animal and the slaughter of that animal, you're responsible also for the killing of all the animals that died in the crop production to feed that animal. Oh my God, Vegan Dayman, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Vegan Dayman, I wish I could highlight this, but I cannot. Vegan Dayman, thank you for being a member. There will be some members-only content this Friday. Members-only content is a little bit, genuinely a little bit chiller. It's not as confrontational as this is. So, you know, it's members for mostly, well, it's not for vegans. You can be a member if you're not a vegan. But if you're a vegan, you're going to be enjoying it and not, I don't know, constantly being tensed about it. Or at least that's my purpose with it. So because vegans only kill 7.3 billion land-dwelling animals and ground-nesting birds to grow your food, that's okay? First of all, that's 7.3 billion land animals. I can show you the article. That's a rough calculation being done. And the 7.3 billion land animals being killed is in, wait for it, crop production. And if most of the crops that we grow for food we grow to feed the animals, that means a large part of those billion of animals that are killed specifically for animal products. On top of the 90 billion land animals and trillions of sea creatures that we killed to provide optional food. So on top of all that, you also kill a lot of land-dwelling animals, as you claim. And is it good? No, it's not good. But here's the kicker, and this is the best part. Because if all the world were vegan, if all of the farmers were vegan, they would not be killing these land-dwelling animals. They would find other methods. We have vertical farming, we have organic farming, we have ways where you don't have to kill so many critters, where we can do better. But none of those can be realized when you choose to oppress animals, when you choose to see animals like objects. Because if you live in a system where you see animals like objects, if you continuously pay for animals to be seen like objects, no system can ever be improved. As simple as that. Yeah. Also, like this whole thing, it's just so... you don't have to grow food for animals. It's a subsidy scam. Cows are supposed to eat pasture. Brother, do you know we don't have enough land to feed animals only on pasture, as you claim. You don't only eat cows, and animals not all animals can ferment pasture, as you say. Only cows can. I'm not sure about pigs though, but chickens definitely, you know, they need nutrition. We feed them soy and corn. Most of the soy and corn we grow for food is to feed these animals. Whether that is how it should be or not doesn't matter, because we cannot otherwise make the system that we have work. And the only way to make it work, the only way for it to even be profitable is to farm so many animals. The more animals we farm, the more profitable it is for the farmers. These farmers, the less animals they have, they'll lose money. So it's not like nobody wins. As I said, nobody wins in this process. The farmers don't, the animals don't, we don't, the environment doesn't. All we're saying is you're faced between the choice of exploiting and slaughtering innocent animals or not. Every single day, you go to a supermarket, this exploits an animal, this doesn't. As simple as that. Oh, this tastes a little bit different. Don't care. This exploits an animal. Psst, throw it away. Choose the one that doesn't exploit an animal. It's as simple as that. It's simple as that. There's no justification for animal exploitation.
There's no justification for animal exploitation. None. Okay? No justification. Do we get that? Have we gotten it? There's none. No justification. And if you say there is,
And if you say there is justification for animal exploitation, humans are animals. So then you should be able to justify exploiting humans also. For the same reason, optional products. It's as simple as that. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make some food. Yes, some plant-based food. I don't know exactly yet what. Today is a day where I'm mostly just picking up scraps from my fridge. I don't want to go out, and it's not that I don't like the supermarket is literally 2 minutes away from me, but I just literally want to. I want to have days where I don't know. I guess people from apps from other I don't know how many people are from US or something, but in Europe, most people, they just go to the supermarket every day and they buy kind of what they need. I just end up going to the supermarket and buying fuck ton of things that I like seeing. So sometimes I end up in a situation where I have to eat a lot more food because I don't want to throw it away. And it's been almost 2 or 3 years since I've thrown a single food away, which is fucking insane if you think about it. I've been on a insane streak, throwing away no food. So I don't want to throw away food, so today will be the day where I eat the leftovers of everything I have in the fridge. Whatever that works, whatever that will be, it will work. And it will be freaking delicious because it's vegan. Because every single plant gives amazing taste. All of it. It's just so insane that we cling so much to these animal products. Tomorrow I'll be back on the streets, everybody. Let me check the weather to be sure, but tomorrow I'll definitely be back on the streets. Yeah, it looks like tomorrow the weather will be better, but we'll see for sure, because it does show that exactly like at 2 p.m., which is when I normally go, it does show some rain. But either way, even if it's just at that time, I might still be able to do it. Thank you. Keep up the vital work. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, everybody, for being here, for having conversations in the chat. I'm sure there were a lot of people and it was not easy to have conversations in the chat. Thank you for the members. I really do appreciate all the members. You know, it's such a thing. I really wanna get to do this almost every day. Unfortunately, I can't. Like, I have to work also. And speaking of which, I also have to do some work after this. Thank you for all the people who donated. That's amazing that you donated. And I want to give a shout out now, but I want to see who was the first person to comment last time, because yet again, I did not prepare that. So we have this contest on our channel where whenever somebody comments first on a stream, they get a shout out. So, you know, the first comment gets a shout out, and I want to see who was the first last time to get a shout to give them a shout out. Because it used to be that Draculum was always the first, but nowadays Draculum is now well, coincidentally last time Draculum was also first. Thank you, Draculum. You're always so fast, speedy Draculum. Thank you, the 40-year-old vegan, and thank you, Martin. And by the way, everyone, if you don't like, I don't know, Draculum, if you make any content, I haven't checked out your channel yet, Draculum. Maybe I should. If you make any content. Let's check out your channel. I'm gonna go to your channel now. Oh, you make some content. That's cool. Oh, but you haven't made it in a while, huh? But I do want to say, the 40-year-old vegan, not a lot of things. Well, you know, maybe check out Draculum also. He's got some things, not a lot of things, but some things. The 40-year-old vegan does make some awesome content, and so does Martin. I saw Martin starting to make some content these days. So, you know, I want to give a shout out because they're cool people and they do good work. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I will see you again tomorrow. Yeah. And let's respect animals, okay? Let's not be dicks to them. Let's understand the argument. You either choose to exploit an animal or not. That's all it is, okay? No, there's no in between, no, oh, I'm gonna do something different this time. None of that. It's all the same, like this person is saying, and I appreciate it. All farming is immoral. Yeah, all farming is immoral. Yeah. All farming is immoral, exactly. All of it. Because if we farmed humans, it would be immoral. If we farm animals, it's immoral. We don't need to do any of it. Let's not do it. Let's respect everyone. Just respect everyone on that, okay? That's the best way to do it. Best